There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
And we are live. It is Tuesday night. It, of course, means it is the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley, and he is the great Mr. AEW himself, Frankie Frezko. How are we doing tonight, sir?
What's going on, Sean? Welcome, everybody. Blessed to be here again for another show of the Squared Circle Digest.
Yes, and we are going to talk some AEW, some WWE. And, man, let me tell you something, man. I've got this little thingamajig I have now. I'll call it the thingamajig. I watched in New Japan Pro Wrestling, the Lone Star one that just happened on Saturday night. I'm loving this little doohickey I have now.
Really?
I am loving it, buddy. I'm watching all the pay-per-views. I'm starting to understand it a little bit more now, buddy.
I would have watched it. The only thing is on Saturday I was tied up working.
Yeah. You're busy. You're a busy man. You're a businessman.
I was DJing a wedding, a crazy wedding.
Like a beautiful wedding, though. By the way,
it was really nice. The only thing, man, is that it was a lot of work, man. Like next time I do another gig at that venue, I need to have somebody help me out. So I'll probably ask like a helper and then have them probably pay him something, maybe like $200 or $300 for helping me out through the night.
Looked like a nice venue. Looked like pretty good. But like you said, look very.
It's fancy,
nice.
But it was a lot of work, man. It was like
my dad's already in the chat, no doubt already in. So we appreciate you guys. A lot going on. Where do you want to start, man? AEW, WWE. We've got pay-per-view coming up this weekend, right? This weekend is AEW.
Yeah, this is. It is.
AEW.
I mean, whatever you want. You want to go WWE, AEW, whatever. I'll let you choose tonight.
Let's go to AEW first, just because I want to see you have to change off your pin there because you got WWE up. And
oh, how dare you, sir!
I want to see you have to change that up.
All right, well, we'll switch it up then. Let's go with the AEW side. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
I sound like if I'm DJing.
Well, DJing right now. Come to the main stage. It is Diamond. Stand by.
Wait. Are you a stripper? DDT,
No
is that what
way,
you said?
my man. No way. VIP dances all night long.
You got the voice for it, sir. You got the voice for it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about AEW. Last weekend, couple things we wanted to talk about. So last weekend it was a good show, wasn't bad showing. But the most important thing that we wanted to talk about was the ending to the AEW Dynamite, which was of course the surprise of 4 covered individuals attacking the Acclaim. And again, remember, there's a lot of stories going everything around MJF, so everything's evolved from him and to
Basically
him.
the MJF show right now, right?
Yeah, I mean they're banking on him right now. So with that being said, though, now you got 4 covered individuals. You know the devil is not MJF because obviously MJF was shown in the ring, and then he obviously went running, and then at the end, towards the end, when he went out there to go look at the Acclaim, Samoa Joe came out as well. And Samoa Joe, said a couple of things. I don't remember exactly what he said. He said something like if watch out or something like your friends or have your enemies closer or something like that. He was talking about. But at the end of the day, I wanted to bring up the question to you, Sean. Is it possible now that maybe this whole double situation is actually a group instead of just one individual?
No, it's always been a group.
Okay, but if it's a group, then who is in the group?
What do you mean who's in the group?
Who would be the group? Who would be the 4 people? On top, it's 4 guys and the devil. So that'll be
there's
5
one I
people.
can't account for. There's one I can't account for. I'll tell you that much now. If the devil wasn't one of those 4, because the devil came on after like a pre-recorded, and then the devil's face showed up and then it went off. So how do we know that the devil really wasn't one of those 4?
That's true. It could be.
I mean, again, the whole thing that I have going the whole time since originally, started this is I've always said the one thing that has not sat easy with me is that they've never showed the Adam Cole surgery, right? I've always said I believe the devil was Adam Cole. So I thought it was Adam Cole, and then, of course, Roderick Strong is involved, and then Taven and the Kingdom. Basically, the Kingdom and Adam Cole was kind of who I was leaning toward. Now, if they're saying there's a 5th guy, I don't know who that might be. That might be, I don't know, where they go. And, oh, my goodness, Frankie Frezko has disappeared.
No, hold on.
Best I've seen Frankie Frezko look. Oh, there he's back. So I've always said all this. And then the interesting thing is, and we'll get into this when we get to WWE, but we know what happened with Rey Mysterio, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Hey, Rey Mysterio's laid up. Basically, they did this as a cover because he went to get his knee cleaned up. So he's going to be out of action for about 3-4 weeks. But they show a picture of him in his bed, not a hospital bed, in his bed with his leg bandaged up after getting the knee surgery cleanup. And but you've never seen that from Adam Cole. You've seen all the vignettes with him and Roderick Strong and him cleaning Roderick Strong's house, him feeling bad about Roddy and the injury. You've seen all that. You've never seen him. And then the other thing that, again, I'm going with the story here, is Adam Cole has not been on AEW TV other than the phone calls or on the TV monitors to be a part of anything. So has he ever gotten surgery?
We don't know. That could be a possibility. Could be all a storyline.
No, again, this could be, because it said when they first started this, they said they were going to have many people dressed kind of in the devil's outfit, so you didn't know who it was going to be. And maybe that's what ultimately it's going to be. Maybe it's this whole thing is a flub and it is MJF. Because as I said, that was a pre-recorded. The devil coming out at the end was pre-recorded. That wasn't necessarily the devil himself. So it still could be MJF through all of this. It could still be MJF.
Well, this is the thing. I honestly feel that if it's a group and it's Adam Cole, then what do you think if they bring back his old team that he had in NXT? The only one that would not be in it would obviously be Bobby Fischer because Bobby Fischer's not with AEW, and I still think he has beef with Tony Khan because of the remarks that he said.
When you said that, remember, if they did 4 and include the Devil 5, if you just throw Kyle O'Reilly in with the Kingdom, there's your 5, and that includes Roderick Strong.
Correct. So that's where I was going. But now check this out. I'm going to share something with you. Hold on. Let me put my glasses. So I'm going to be putting on and off my glasses today. So
as old JR says, business is about to pick up.
So let me show you this right now. And I wanted to show you this because this just got posted about maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. This right here, and shout out to Russell Ops, is, ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk's latest IG story. And if I play the sound, are we gonna get copyrighted?
I mean, if they copyright us with us right now at the beginning of this, I mean, play it.
Well, I don't think they're gonna copyright us because we're not playing the sound. They usually don't.
If you want to play it, play it. If all that we have to do is edit it out, that it'll be a blank section of no sound.
Okay. Let's play it out. Let's see. Because what he says, look what he says. All right, hold on.
Better to play in the devil's playground than me, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Satan.
You heard that?
Mm-hmm.
So he's talking about Satan. He's talking about Lucifer. He's talking about all this stuff. Now, he also went as far as to tease on his IG. He posted an image. I don't have it to share, but it's an image that shows him, and it's actually giving 2 different types of hints of him teasing either WWE or AEW. Now on the WWE side, he posted just working out, and it's him, and they play the same song that supposedly they're using for Survivor Series. On the top of his Instagram, he uses how much his weight is, or I think that's his weight by kilograms. I think it says kcal, so maybe it's calories. And the calorie says 666, so that's where the reference to the devil again shows up. So what are the chances that maybe, just maybe, AEW is actually willing to bring CM Punk back, man? Or is it just CM Punk teasing us and just making it seem like, yo, you know what? I'm just trolling. I just want to go ahead and get viewership. So I'm going to have people look at my stuff. What do you think, Sean? Do you think CM Punk has a shot at being back in AEW?
I always say never in wrestling, man. And look, he has as much a chance as anything, because I mean, man, I'm trying to think, because I've heard that playing in the devil's playground. I've heard that before.
You have?
I've heard that before. Yes, and I'm trying to go back to see if it was, because I believe early on.
Now, is that a WWE reference or an AEW one?
Because it was War Games, The Match Beyond, and then I think somebody else called it the Devil's Playground, or something, like when it was like, I want to say it was in a relation to the War Games, but now
could be. But he's referencing a lot of devil and stuff, though, too.
If you're AEW, though, I get him back in the fold, man. Like you're not in a situation that, like, but at the same time, I mean, you saw how toxic that was when he was there. And then also the one thing that I want to bring up too, and we'll talk more about, War Games later, but WWE, the rumor is saying that because again, if you watched Raw last night, you found out there's now a 5th member to Judgment Day, or a associate to Judgment Day. I don't know if he's a member yet, but an associate to Judgment Day, which means now the other side needs to bring up their group from 4 to the number 5. And supposedly, and this is again half of what you see, nothing of what you hear in wrestling, they are going to bring out that person on SmackDown so that people at the pay-per-view aren't expecting someone else.
Interesting.
So that someone else is the person you're speaking of right now, as you know. So again,
but there's a lot of references because remember, there's also the whole, and I know we're talking the AEW side.
Again,
but
this is CM Punk too, just stirring the pot, stirring the pot.
And this guy from WWE, he has those vignettes where he's talking about, hey, I've been waiting. I'm gonna wait for you and all that stuff. Who's this guy's name? I'm drawing a blank here. Shinsuke. Yeah. So a lot of people are saying, "Yo, is Shinsuke referencing CM Punk?" And there's been during not this week, not yesterday, but last week, they actually had the crowd yell CM Punk. Like the crowd was yelling CM Punk in while they were playing the Shinsuke video. So
you saw the part with Jimmy Uso when he's talking in the back.
Yes.
If you look at the sign beside him, did you see the meme that came out?
No, I didn't see.
It's the Chicago symbol, the 4 stars that CM Punk wears on his pants line. So that was right there in the shot.
That's insane, dude.
So again, people take it and run with it. Now if WWE brings him in with Shinsuke, that's different than the War Games.
Correct. Now,
and then again, this is also CM Punk. One, if he's stirring the pot, he's killing AEW in the interim right now. Because again, if it's not CM Punk the Devil, anybody else that's there after everybody's seeing all this stuff from CM Punk, it's gonna feel like a letdown.
Yeah, they would have to find somebody huge.
Right? I mean, if you're thinking, so CM Punk's almost killing this, or is he the devil? You know what I'm saying? Like it could go either way, but it's hilarious to me that again, and there's nothing they can do with it because he's not wearing the devil mask, which is the AEW thing. He's got the horns in his head, and he's just throwing out talking. But if you looked at it all, to me, it looked like he was in a steel cage War Games type match.
He was. That from that video, it does show like he is. I will tell you this though: if AEW is smart, screw it, run with it, use it. You start giving little hints about CM Punk again. I don't even if it's not him, start doing it. And I'm gonna tell you why. People love intrigue. People love mystery.
But the problem's going to be though, Frankie, man, when they
it's gonna be a letdown.
Then it's gonna be like, you sons of bitches.
But you could run it for a long, long time, a very long time.
Now this is ending soon. It's ending sooner than I thought. I thought they would make this run longer. I don't think it. I think it.
You could still twist it because even if it's not CM Punk and it's Adam Cole, you still have people are still gonna be like, damn, it's not CM Punk, but damn, it's Adam Cole. You feel me? Or Britt Baker, who we've been mentioning as well. Yeah. You can't. It's not gonna hurt. And if CM Punk technically is doing this,
it will hurt.
I don't think it will. I don't think it will. It won't hurt him.
It hurts more if you throw out tidbits that it's CM Punk, and it's not CM Punk. I think you do more damage than good.
I think
what does Tony Khan every time he needs numbers? What does he do?
Make announcements. Make announcements. But if CM Punk is not even signing with WWE, look at WWE. WWE is also look what you just told me. So like there are little tidbits here and there that catches our eye, and at the end of the day, we're like, yo, man, maybe CM Punk is gonna make a return to WWE. AEW should do the same thing. AEW should be like, hey, maybe CM Punk is coming back to AEW, even though it doesn't happen, just because you're gonna get eyes watching the show and the program.
Yeah, but the only thing is, I don't know if AEW is subtle enough to do the stupid stuff that
WWE is doing. I don't think they do. I don't think
they're gonna put like CM Punk in a vignette, and it's gonna say CM Punk is like, I saw CM Punk's name.
They won't do it right.
That's the problem I have with that whole thing, to where it's like with the WWE ones, most of the time on most of the stuff, I'm not catching it until somebody's putting something back out there. Like, oh, did you see this? oh, did you notice this? Because it's always like it's a bait and switch with them, and it's. I don't know that AEW's that subtle of it. It'll be like Tony Khan making an announcement. I know who the devil is tomorrow on Dynamite. It'll be a sit-down interview with Jim Ross, and they'll be like, well, I found the devil mask, and it was in the locker room of Larry. And we know who Larry is. Larry's the dog of CM Punk. Oh, my goodness. And that's how they would run with this. I just don't know that they could do it, man. Everything as of late tells me, and again, look, I love the MJF story. I love a lot of what they're doing on their programming. I love the Christian stuff. I love the MJF stuff. Do I think it's getting a little bit over much with the MJF stuff when 50% of the roster is aiming for MJF? Yeah, kind of. You know, and again, but when you look at it, half the roster is aiming at Seth Rollins. The thing that WWE does is they kind of do it one or two at a time. Don't have all 10 of them on TV calling out MJF or Seth or whatever.
That's true. That's something different that they haven't that AEW that WWE hasn't done before. I don't know, man. I look at it this way, because if you look at it, if CM Punk is doing it to hurt the AEW brand, then you know what? AEW, take a shot back, throw him little tidbits here and there to surprise the fans and keep the people invested. I don't think it's gonna hurt him at the end of the day if he gets if it isn't CM Punk, as long as you know how to play it right. If it's Adam Cole, if it's Britt Baker, if it's one of them, I think it still salvages the whole, devil gimmick that they're doing, in my opinion. Now, if they come with some crap, like I
think then you lose your hard, some of your hard base, because again, CM Punk, if they expect CM Punk to be that, again, it needs to be not concrete that, hey, it's CM Punk. It needs to be. Yeah, that's the thing where I don't know that they can make that happen.
That's the only concern. That's the only concern, because they're not as good as WWE.
If they do put out an unsubtle, not subtle hints, and everybody thinks CM Punk's going to be there, then you might lose some of your hardcore CM Punk hardcore fans that are AEW hardcore fans, because now you sold them a bill of goods. But that's where I think it could hurt them.
Do you still think there's CM Punk fans tuning into AEW?
Oh yeah, I'm sure there is. Yeah.
So if they sold them out, I mean, they're still tuning in right when they got rid of them already, and they're still tuning in. So what makes you think if they just tease them, they're gonna leave? If they're already tuning in,
it's not teasing. If you're throwing out, again, I go back to what WWE did with Brock Lesnar during the MSG. It was like Brock Lesnar showing up at MSG, and everybody just assumed that it was going to be against, whatever. Everybody, all the WWE fans were throwing names out there of who he's going to fight. He gets there. Who does he fight? Austin Theory. And all the WWE fans are like, oh, you sold us a da-da-da-da-da-da. And then when you go online, it's like, it was not even I forgot who it was. It was one of the wrestlers came out. I want to say it was Seth. And he's like, if you go back and read, all they said was that Brock was showing up to MSG. Everybody ran with it from there.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of upset fans that they thought they got, no, if you allow the fans to build it up and think that it's CM Punk and then it's let down, that's on them. But if you start throwing out, the 4 stars for the Chicago, and you start, whatever, all of a sudden it's you're playing his music and everything else in the devil thing, and then you're walking a very fine line then.
I guess only time will tell. I prefer them teasing the CM Punk, and then if they go with the Adam Cole twist, I think that's fine. If they bring back the whole Adam Cole group, I forgot what was their name in NXT. They were called the
Undisputed Era, sir.
Undisputed Era. There you go. So if they bring the Undisputed Era minus Bobby Fischer, of course.
Bobby Fish. There's
Bobby
no
Fish.
Fisher.
Sorry. Bobby Fish, whatever. Either way, he's no longer a fan from Tony Khan, so Tony Khan ain't gonna bring him. So at the end of the day, you could always do the whole Roderick Strong and Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and all those guys to make up, a new group. and eventually kind of betray MJF, especially if MJF loses the belts, the tag team belts. That's kind of going to be the first like hint that maybe, just maybe, something's going up with Adam Cole. In my opinion, I think that's what that kind of goes. The other thing we wanted to talk about was AEW signed Mariah May. Were you a little bit surprised that she signed with AEW? You know, she's another one coming from, if I'm not mistaken, she's from New Japan Wrestling, right? Isn't she from New Japan Wrestling?
She's been on the shows from over there too. I think she's done the other one too as well. Dragon Gate? Stardom.
Yeah, Stardom. World Wonder Ring Stardom is what it was called.
Yeah, she's from Stardom over there.
So like, I'm surprised that they brought her, because I heard, and don't quote me if I'm right or wrong here, but I heard that they released Bunny. Bunny got released from AEW.
Oh, Bunny asked for a release, and they mutually agreed.
So she asked for the release.
Well, it was a mutual thing. They're not using her, man. I mean,
no, I saw that.
The thing is, like that's the problem that Tony Khan's going to get to now. You're paying too much to these other guys that you got to get them on TV, or else why are you paying them so much?
I mean,
that's going to be their again. This is also the growing pains part of this. You start off with, a few superstars and some unknowns. Some of those unknowns step up to become superstars. Some of them go mid-card. Some of them, your 10%ers fall off, or whatever you feel is your bottom 10% you get rid of, so you can bring in, new, fresher faces. And that's what happens everywhere. And the problem now that I think Tony Khan's having is, unfortunately, right now, the bottom 10% are the originals. You're the guys you brought in to originally because, again, they were there. Now WWE does cuts, and now all of a sudden you bring in all these guys and gals, and now those guys and gals become expendable. And it's the growing process. You got to go with, what But again, when you're paying some of these guys, and again, I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know if, like Flair, Edge, Christian, Jericho, Moxley, if they're getting paid from quote unquote AEW, or if they're getting paid from like a shell company from the cons. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because again, it goes back to what WCW did. WCW had their talent that was signed to WCW, and then Turner signed them to TNT. The bigger money went to the TNT talent, which is why when the buyout happened, WWE was able to bring Booker T over right away and all these other guys because their contracts were part of the deal. But then you had your Sting, Hogan, Nash, Hall, who were getting paid by TNT, and we're like, I'm not stopping until they stop my paychecks. So, it's going to be interesting to see who's paying, what's being paid out from where.
I saw no doubt he was like Bobby Fischer was an American chess champion. He was. But yeah,
we got the chess player coming in.
But I don't know. Hey, what's up, Chad? I didn't see you. You were there as well.
I just jumped in. Yep.
But only time I don't know, man. I mean, I was a little bit disappointed that they parted ways, but I had no idea. I thought they had let her go, and then
they pretty much did. I mean, it's just a parting of the way. They was just like, hey, I want to go on my own. Okay, go. Again, though, at this point, what, you're not keeping her, and they probably did the same thing. They probably did a thing with her and was like, look, we'll let you out of your contract, but we're not going to let you go to WWE and show up tomorrow on their TV. And
but do you think
not? She's probably not, anyways. But I'm saying, they probably covered themselves that way and said, look, we'll let you out of your contract early, but and I'm sure she probably got a little bit of a pay to go.
She had a good gimmick going on for her. It's just disappointing that they didn't keep.
And also, her husband's still there. Her husband is Blade. So Butcher and Blade are still there. That's why she was always with them.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, again, I don't know what they're gonna particularly do with Mariah May. I guess you could say it's kind of like, hey, Bunny leaves and now you bring her. So I mean, even though they're not going to be the same type of characters, but still, you replace one with the other. Hopefully, they know how to use the women's division a lot better. Because right now, from what I've been seeing in these shows, their focus is on Tony Storm, on Willow Nightingale, Sky Blue, and
Hart.
and then the champion.
And Julia Hart too.
And Julia Hart. So you got those 5 girls, and then they just brought in this girl. She just came back from that injury. Damn, what was her name? She used to be with Jay Cargill's group. I forgot her name.
Oh, Red Velvet.
Red Velvet. So she just came back. So you got those kind of like 6 girls.
Statlander is the one you're thinking of, right? Chris
Yeah,
Statlander.
yeah, because she's the champion. But besides that, like you don't see any other girl out there. Like everybody else is like, wait, hold on, what's going?
I think I lost your sound. You there?
Hold on.
I hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Twice.
Can you hear me now?
No, you're good now. You good?
I don't know what happened there. Something like clicked in my my sound too. I was like, what's going on here? Anyways, all right. So the last thing I wanted to go ahead and cover was there was an interview by SC Scoops, Brandon Thurston, the owner of WrestleNomics. He stated that AEW is not profitable right now and need about 200 million in media to be profitable now. Do you believe him? Do you think that's true, what he's saying? Do you think that AEW is not being profitable? And if they're not being profitable, how long can AEW go without being profitable before something shits the fan?
Now, again, by saying not profitable, I got to see what their numbers are as far as being, because I think, didn't they just sign with the WBD deal is worth, what was it, 100 and something? Didn't they just
look it up?
Not just signed it, but I mean, hold on a minute.
Look it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it right now.
But then why would he be saying that they need 200 million in media to be profitable if they just signed that? Because this is something.
The deal expires December 31st, 2024.
Oh, so it's right around the corner. It's next year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why he's saying that.
I mean, I'm trying to find out what they're.
Plus, let's keep it real. If WB Warner Brothers Discovery does not re-sign AEW, they could. I mean, and you have the Monday Night Raw just getting signed, and NXT deal going on, and SmackDown deals, like all these. Well, Raw's still pending, but I know they did the SmackDown with USA, and then NXT is going to WB, right? I think they're going to CW. They're going to CW.
Yeah.
So then now they just need Raw. So is there any likelihood that maybe, AEW is going to be struggling to find a home for their shows, because everybody's like, I thought there was going to be.
I think they're going to be fine with Warner Brothers, man. I think Warner Brothers likes AEW because AEW will work with them. They'll do the Shark Week cage match, whatever. They'll do all this. I'm trying to find out what they're getting right now. What they're saying is the next deal needs to be around 200 million for them to be profitable moving on. Is what I'm reading. So I don't know if that's the same. This is not from Brandon. This is somebody took Brandon's article and rewrote this because, and that's why WBD also wants them to do 12 pay-per-views a year. So there might be changes coming to, AEW if they wait a minute, here's maybe this is the last deal. And I apologize. I know this is terrible radio and video, but I want to try to make sure I got the right numbers.
All right. So look, before you continue though, I'm gonna read this because I'm reading this out of an article. It's saying that WBD and AEW are not yet to agree on new terms was not accurate for a few weeks ago. It says Warner's budget could be impacted by NBA rights. If the group loses basketball to another broadcaster like NBC Universe, USA Network, as which are expected to bid for it, its budget may be impacted. Currently, the NBA expects a huge rights deal increase for 2025 to 2026.
Yeah.
So that NBA rights deal is going to be something that could be affecting them as well.
Well, not only the NBA rights, you have to think about it also going down every sport now. Because as the sports come up to be bid on, you're not bidding just NBC, ABC, CBS. Now you've got Netflix, you've got Amazon, you've got all these streaming services too now.
You do,
So
and I don't.
It's going to be interesting because does any of that it's so odd now, man, because this used to not be. And then also with the COVID and the pandemic, again, live sports became pretty much only thing you could watch.
Yeah.
So it made AEW and WWE more, again, put a little bit more value on them. I guess they made them like a lot more valuable, but put more value on them because they never stopped.
No.
They were there every week.
So maybe they can but it's going to be a bidding war left and right.
Yeah. But then also, I understand because the NBA bidding, I think starts after the AEW contract would be up. So it's not like before to where they can be like, okay, we're going to hold this much money for the NBA bidding rights so we can give you this much of the pie. Unless they say, look, we'll give you this much of the pie. If we don't get the NBA bidding rights, then we give you more. And does that work for Tony Khan? But also the problem with Tony's deal is going to be they're also going up against all these they're going against Raw right now. And if you could get Raw or you could get Dynamite, which one are you going with?
Raw all day.
You know what I'm saying? So there's the other end of it. It's like, because NWA was supposed to go to CW. And then there was an issue, I guess. Something happened, and now NXT got it.
I don't know, man. And then if what's going on where if they're having a hard time trying to make a profit, then and you got to pay all these wrestlers and everything that's going on, it starts to tally up, man. And then what ends up, and I know Tony Khan has a lot of money. I know that Khan family has a lot of money, but still, man, you can't run a business if you're not profitable.
When you start seeing big money guys let go, then I would start worrying. When you see Moxley deal coming up and they're like, we'll have to figure it out. Or they're they're staggering him along. MJF comes up next month and let me tell you another thing. If he's getting this much TV time and they haven't already signed him to a deal, Tony Khan is a moron.
It's a huge mistake. Yeah.
Yes.
You let that guy go and
plus you're giving him all this TV time to what? To improve his character. It's like,
yeah, you can't let him go. He's the only one that you really can't let go right now because everything is based off of him.
Give him what is the ceiling for MJF right now? Because you've given him the asylum.
And if you haven't signed him, you pretty much are begging, he has you on your knees because
I almost feel like he's gonna get that Kevin Nash and Scott Hall deal. I forgot what they called it. It's like the presidential deal where anytime somebody new got signed, if they signed them what Nash and Hall was making, Nash and Hall made $1 million more than that person.
Yeah. And then that's how WCW started to crash.
And that's why they started crashing, because everybody was coming in with all these damn deals and creative. And
it just
again,
work.
You have your own creative. No, I'm not going to do that. And they happened for them with Commander against, was it Mystico? Somebody said they weren't going to do the job. I forgot who it was for AEW. They had to change the match. They had to take it off. The match they advertised, they had to take it off of Rampage because the other guy said, I'm not losing.
Wow.
I'm not going to lose to him.
I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't been watching that much Rampage.
Yeah.
It's just
I want to say it was Mystico because it was a big push about Mystico and Commander, I believe it was.
But again, they're bringing these guys from other wrestling organizations, and if you bring them over, they don't want to hurt their brand, because even though they're coming from that lucha libre, how many people watch lucha libre? Not a lot of people watch lucha libre, unless you're a really diehard wrestler or fan, and if you like Spanish, you could deal with that. But you then put him out there, and then the first thing you're gonna do is show him that he's gonna lose. Like that's gonna hurt his brand. He's gonna be like, nah, man, I want to win. That way, I could get viewership to come to Lucha Libre and watch me wrestle in Lucha Libre, and I could do really well over there as well. But I could understand that. Like that's why like bringing those guys from those other wrestling organizations kind of give and take, man. Like it's shaky, man. I don't know if that's something that will always work. You could only do
That's
so
why,
much.
but that's also why the TNA or Impact AEW thing wasn't going to work, because you're not going to bring the Impact guys over and then
No.
put them over on your guys. And then after
Exactly.
a while, the Impact guys are going to be like, well, I'm not going over there just to lose.
Yeah, that's why they did it, and they kind of went in, and then they completely left, and like, nah, we're not doing this anymore. So, but yeah, man, that's pretty much what I got for AEW. We do want to talk. We do have a pay per view, so if you want, we could go over the pay per view card and make our choices of who you think is gonna win. Unless you have something else you wanted to share
It
with
was
us.
Grand Metalik.
Who?
Grand Metalik. I guess they're supposed to do a planned match between Metalik and Commander was planned for AEW Rampage on October 27th, but was scrapped due to Metalik reportedly refusing to lose. The show ended up airing with only 3 matches, which was the original plan, as it was clarified to us. There was never plans to run 4 matches. So.
What is his name? Grand Metalik?
Yeah, it said Fightful was told that the original plan was a 4-way match involving Lince Dorado, Pinta El Zero Mero, Commander, and Metalik, but became a 3-way due to Dorado's ties to CMLL. Metalik was planned to lose the 3-way, but didn't want to continue to lose matches without being under a full-time deal. AEW indicated they understood the position and booked Takeshita versus Kyle Fletcher instead.
Wow, I didn't know that, man.
Well, he wanted a contract if he was going to keep losing, because again, if you keep losing, nobody's going to want to. Why am I going to book you? I mean, it's cool to have an AEW guy, but it's the AEW guy that always loses. Like you can't be marketable that way.
That is funny.
You know, I mean,
yeah, you're not gonna improve your brand, because at the end of the day,
as soon as you lose Mexico, you can't win. As soon as you leave Mexico, you cross the border and you can't win.
Yeah, no, man, you can't do that. It hurts them. All right, so you want to do the predictions for
go ahead.
For Full Gear. This what is it? It's on Saturday, right?
Yeah, woohoo! Saturday.
Damn, they didn't want to compete against the NFL, so they moved it to Saturday.
It's a smart move, but it's also,
I mean, you're still gonna go up against college football. But
what are the matches for it? Honestly, I mean, I know the main event, but I mean.
Well, let's go. So
I'm trying to think, like, what is the Sting one too? Yeah, that's right.
All right, so let's start first. Well, this is the list I have. I hope I have it all, but we'll see if anything changes. So the first thing we got is a 0 hour. Of course, they can't go without a 0 hour. You got the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship on the line. MJF and Adam Cole, maybe a special tag team partner for him.
Samoa Joe action.
I'm not sure who.
At some point, Samoa Joe's going to get in there. He's got to. They're showing it way too much with him and Samoa Joe, and like.
Well, remember Samoa Joe? He vacated his Ring of Honor TV.
He just said, "I'm tired of carrying this around. I'm done."
So I'm
done, Tony Khan, being your little b-boy for Ring of Honor. Take your belt.
But do you
going back to the ice cream truck?
I don't think he did it because he didn't want to do whatchamacallit.
Started carrying the belt, man. Like it's a rib now. It's like what's this paperweight mean?
I don't think that was the reason why he let it go. I think the reason he let it. I don't think he did, but and then they're gonna go. So MJF and I guess we could put in quotations question mark. We don't know who versus the Guns, right? They're fighting the Guns. So who do you think wins the ROH belts? Does MJF retain them, or do the Guns now get those belts?
I feel like now would be the time to, like you said. I mean, if you're gonna, I guess it kind of depends. Are you going to keep this running or not? If you're going to keep it running, then I would say that it's keep the titles on MJF and whoever the partner is. But if you're not, and this is in Full Gear is where you're gonna, the devil's gonna come out and tell you who he is, then I think that'll be the telltale sign that this is the end of this part of the angle.
I agree. I think if they give the belts to the Guns, then I think by that time it probably would mean that maybe Adam Cole has something to do with the devil. I just, for me personally, I don't think, I think they're gonna keep going with this. So I have the MJF winning this fight. Now, is he gonna?
I think the Guns win it. The Guns win it.
But I mean, if you had somebody to give it up to, the Guns would be probably a good choice.
They'd be the best ones to do it to right now.
They're a good choice to lose the belts to. But I think MJF is still gonna run with it. I have the feeling that they're still gonna carry the story, and I still think, even though he hasn't, I don't know. I guess it sucks for Ring of Honor because it's only like he doesn't wrestle. Is he wrestling in Ring of Honor? I don't think he's wrestling in Ring of Honor.
They only defend the titles in the pay-per-views.
Yeah, so that's like, it's such a such a waste of use of like the Ring of Honor tag team belts. It's like if you're doing the same thing like Roman, they're pulling a Roman Reigns that they want to just defend it every once in a blue moon. But I say MJF, you say the Guns. All right, the next fight we have is Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho versus the Young Bucks. Ooh.
That's at that pay-per-view?
Yep, that's what it says here. Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho.
When's that 8-man? Is the 8-man on Dynamite?
The 8-man between
with Big Show and.
Let me take a look. Let me look at their thing.
They're putting the tag team. I do the tag team one on Dynamite and the sponsored 8-man on the. Dude.
Tomorrow they have the Young Bucks versus Penta Cero Miedo and Commander. They don't have, and then on Collision, do they have anything on Collision? They haven't posted anything on Collision. No, they haven't.
Okay. Well, how are they doing the pay-per-view and Collision on the same night?
Aren't they doing Collision on Friday? Yeah, it's a special Friday.
Oh, so then maybe the 8-man's on that one?
Yeah, I think Collision is being pushed on Friday. They're gonna do a Friday.
I gotta start following AEW more, man.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You guys are probably gonna be like, "Damn, Frankie's slacking." I'm not gonna lie. I've been busy. I've been busy with work. I've been slammed. So it's like I'm trying to catch up with as much as I can when it comes to WWE and AEW. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am slacking, but I'm looking it up, and from the looks of it, it does look like it is. From what I can remember, I believe they were gonna move Collision to Friday because of the pay-per-view, and the reason is because this past Friday they had a Rampage live and they had a Collision taped, so that was the first time they actually had Collision taped, which was kind of okay, but it is what it is, I guess. But that's word on the street is that was a situation that they did last week, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they're moving Collision to Saturday to Friday this weekend, just because of the pay-per-view.
What would be Friday's date? Is that the 17th?
Yes, because the 18th is Saturday.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
They're moving it to Friday, right?
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, that's crazy. But now you got me thinking. I hope I have the right card. Like, this is the one that says most up to date, because I do remember the Big Show.
It's got 0 hour though. If it's got 0 hour, that's the pay-per-view.
Man, it's crazy because Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho versus the Young Bucks. I mean, if that's really I'm trying to look, because I'm trying to see if I see anything else. Maybe anything else that says anything differently, but no, that's what it says. It says Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho versus the Bucks. If that's the fight, then I'll tell you what. The way that Kenny Omega has been losing so much, I think he finally gets a win, and I say he and Chris Jericho win, and he beats the Young Bucks. That's just my opinion. I think Kenny Omega's gone like in a huge losing streak, and he hasn't won in a minute. So, in my opinion, I think he finally breaks this losing streak and he finally wins, especially his team up with Chris Jericho. That's just me. And Don Callis is not getting involved in this because it's just beef between the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho and all them. So I don't see this time around Kenny Omega losing. I think Chris Jericho wins. What do you think?
Man, like I almost feel like Callis will get involved. And they will cost. Actually, I feel like, man, but it's a pay-per-view, so I don't know that they would. I almost feel like there's going to be a schmoz somewhere there. Like Jericho, they can't beat the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks can't beat Omega. I mean, what are you going to do with the Elite then? Are you destroying the Elite right now?
But the Elite hasn't been together.
No, they haven't been together. But this solidifies, like, they don't have to always be there. You know, Omega can go his way, the Bucks go their way, but they were always there to reunite. If you do this, you are pretty much saying, okay, for a certain amount of time, there's going to be no more Elite.
Yeah. Or at least no Elite with Kenny Omega. Because that's how it's been. Because right now it's been Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page. That's what it's been right now. Yeah. It hasn't been. Kenny has not been with them at all.
I mean, this is the thing, though. I don't know when the 8-man tag match is.
I don't know. I'm looking online to see if I see something, and I don't see anything.
That 8-man tag match is before that. Then I think Omega wins. If it's not, I think they continue the losing streak with Omega.
I don't know. I don't see anything right now. Guys in the chat, let us know if you see something. I don't see anything right now. I'm looking under hashtag AEW Full Gear, and I don't see anything either that shows about the 8-man tag. Did you Google it to see?
Googling it right now.
All right. While you're doing that, if anything, we'll come back to it. But the next fight that we have is Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. Now, this one's a little bit interesting because you have two different factors playing here. You have Sting, obviously, wrestling again, and, you know, his time kind of winding down. And then you also got this whole beef between Christian Cage and Adam Copeland, which, for me, if Adam Copeland, Darby Allin, and Sting win, that kind of like hurts Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. Not so much Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne because, I mean, nobody cares about them as much. Nick Wayne is a little bit better than Luchasaurus at this point, which is pretty sad. But it kind of hurts that whole storyline with Christian Cage because then Adam Copeland can say, you know, I already beat him. I mean, they could still kind of grudge more often. I don't know if I'll ever see Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage one-on-one. I don't know if they ever will do that. But AEW is known to book like crazy matches, so I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do that. I'm gonna go and say, Adam Copeland, Darby Allin, and Sting win this. I just can't see Copeland losing his first pay-per-view fight. I don't see him losing that. I think it hurts Christian Cage a little bit, but I don't see how you could have Adam Copeland lose. That's just me, though.
I think Nick Wayne is the scapegoat in this one. I think Nick Wayne takes the pin from Adam Copeland, and that'll continue on that way. That's how I think they continue it going. Edge will continuously beat each Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus, then finally get Christian.
Okay. Well, then that's what we're gonna do.
That 8-man tag match, if I'm reading this correctly, is this Wednesday.
Because I'm
November
looking at
15th on Dynamite.
I'm looking at Saturday's Collision, and supposedly, no, this is an old AEW Collision.
Yeah, it's on Dynamite.
On that, so it's on tomorrow then. Wow. Why would they put that on the as on Dynamite? They should have done that in the pay-per-view, don't you think? I think that would have been a better fight. Whatever. AEW has its own ways of doing their thing.
Well, there's a thing where they were backstage and he said, "You want to do this tag team thing all over again?" I guess referring to when it was Omega and Page against the Young Bucks. Now it's Omega and Jericho, the Golden Jets.
So you also have Christian Cage and Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne losing.
Yeah, I have Adam Copeland pinning
Nick
Wayne to keep the storyline kind of going, where I believe it's going to build up to where Adam Copeland's got to go through Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus, and finally get his hands on Christian Cage.
There's an actual betting line for all this. Do you know that?
Yeah, but don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Is this they're doing betting lines for wrestling?
They've always done betting lines for wrestling.
Come on, man.
It's like plus 3,500 and
yeah, I see that.
minus 1,600.
What's going on here? Like I'm looking at the betting lines. I'm like, what?
But usually that's how you can kind of see where the betting line's going.
Yeah.
Who's winning.
Wow, interesting. All right. Next fight. We have a Texas.
Hold on, man. No doubt said, am I wrong in thinking Christian has always played second fiddle to Edge? It would be better if Christian got one on him.
I agree, man.
No, I mean, 100% correct, but I believe that this whole story is Adam Copeland is going to have to chase to get Christian. And Christian's going to be the heel and just run and hide behind Luchasaurus and everybody else until Adam Copeland beats everybody down to where now Cage has nobody to go run hide behind, and he'll have to take him on.
I do agree with Chad. This is the best version of Christian. Like, he's been killing it. Way better than what he did in WWE. I can tell you that much, in my opinion. But you're right. And then the other factor we have to take into account is Sting. Like, do you want him to lose? Like, his career is winding down.
That's why I think it's going to be, Nick Wayne getting pinned by Adam Copeland, because I think it's going to be the build-up for Sting starts probably next pay-per-view, because this had already been planned. Kind of the build-up for this was already in the works. So now I think the hasta la vista Sting starts next pay-per-view building up.
We will see. All right, the next match that we have,
no doubt, says something else, and I'm sorry I keep cutting you off, man.
No, go ahead.
He does already get the tag team back together and run AEW. Now, how about that swerve? If they turn on Sting and Darby in this match, and Adam Copeland aligns with Christian, and Sting's last match is Darby Allin and Sting versus Christian and Edge.
I like it,
Adam Copeland and Edge.
Adam
Copeland and Christian. Damn it. I'm going to get it right one.
I like it, except that I don't think Sting is going to wrestle with an tag team match in his last fight. I think he's going to do a singles. We already argued about this last week.
We argued for 30 minutes over this.
I say he's going to wrestle in a singles.
I wish I had that.
He's gonna wrestle singles.
Stupid chat.
No. He's gonna do a singles match, man. He's gonna do a singles match, and they were talking about. Remember what you were saying? What in the world is going on?
Got a little music under us now. How about that?
What is this? Like, where is this noise coming from?
It's under background music on the stuff.
I don't know what's going on today. My computer's like acting.
No, it was me. It was me.
Oh, it was you?
Yeah. Watch. We're gonna do some rock right now. Adam Copeland! Christian! Let's go!
There you go.
All right.
Are we at the concert with Big O?
Little Phoenix for you.
Next match we got is a Texas death match. Yes, Texas death match to the death. Here we go. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland.
Uh-oh.
This match is so boring. I'm not gonna lie.
The only thing I don't like is there's always got to be that match that's got a stipulation.
But they added
always the match.
They added the Texas death match because it sucks.
Death match because you went in his house. You went in his crib. And honestly, man, I think they painted themselves in a corner in this feud.
They did, man.
Because I feel like both need a win.
I do agree the same way. I think it hurts Swerve if he loses.
Yes, I think it hurts Page too.
And then Page shouldn't lose either because his momentum is kind of going down.
They're both of them are like this.
I think they made a major mistake tagging them together, having them fight again. But if I have to choose, I'm gonna choose youth over the oldies, bro. And I'm gonna say push Swerve Strickland. So I'm gonna say Swerve Strickland wins. I got Swerve. I think you should push him. He's better than Adam. If you're gonna, Adam could probably bounce back. He's been in AEW for a while now, but Swerve is a good heel you could use for other storylines.
But see, that's usually why when you get in this situation, they end up pushing the baby face because the heel can bounce back because he usually can get heat. Mm-hmm. And by the way, you said you wanted to go with youth, correct?
Is
Adam Page is 32. Swerve Strickland is 33.
They're only 1 year apart. Give me a break. I'm talking about youth as far as like when they came into AEW. Okay. Maybe it's not youth. Maybe it's who's recently been pushed, I guess. Or I don't know. Adam Page has been in AEW from the beginning. Swerve came later. And I always feel that Swerve has a better potential of being bigger. Especially since WWE tried to go after him again. So here's
another thing, and I just thought about this because this dome with wrestling, you know, always got the dome for everything else. Wrestling right here, all right? Not good picker, but you know, wrestling knowledge. All this stuff going on now with the Elite, right?
Yeah.
It's all because, you're not there for us, Kenny, or whatever with the Young Bucks, right?
Yep.
So what happens, Swerve Strickland? He's got Brian Cage, he's got all those other guys with him. Texas Deathmatch, anything goes. So Swerve Strickland's got the people to come out and help him win.
And Adam doesn't.
Now Page, because of all the turmoil, does not. And then now it throws another wrench into the Elite just kind of blowing up.
That looks like something that could possibly happen.
I will go with Swerve because then you keep Adam strong because it takes more than one person to beat him.
Yeah. And you have a storyline to build where you could say, hey, Hangman is like, nobody was there to help who had my back. Wow, Swerve had
on his own. You'll have to find a partner and you can build from it. So I'll go Swerve in that way. He gets help from what's the name of the group that's with him? Not the Assembly. What are they called?
I can look it up. Hold on. Swerve Strickland group. I have so many goddamn names. The Mogul affiliates?
Mogul affiliates. Okay, that's it. So.
Next match. Well, this one's kind of like incomplete though, because apparently a Red Velvet and Sky Blue have to go against each other. I don't know if they're fighting on.
I think they're fighting tonight or Collision, one of the two.
Yeah, so they're either fighting in Dynamite or in Collision, and then the winner from there would qualify to go up against Julia Hart and Chris Statlander. So it would be
Sky Blue.
Yes. I would be shocked.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see Red Velvet get the opportunity, but I think Sky Blue fits into the storyline because I think Sky Blue and Julia Hart,
I like that,
are going to end up turning on and becoming a tag team. I think they're going to be more of a tag team because I don't know if you saw on this last Dynamite, Statlander came in and kind of bumped into Sky Blue and then got in the face of Julia Hart. So it was Julia Hart, Chris Statlander, and then behind her were Sky Blue in a row. So I think that ultimately told us exactly what that match is going to be.
And Sky Blue has kind of been like dark now. Like, have you noticed that?
Well, she got the mist in her face from Julia Hart.
Exactly.
So now that's changed her.
So you see, so that's cool. I like the fact that they've kind of put all that together, and it makes sense for her to go ahead and turn, and obviously either Julia Hart or Sky Blue win that belt. But I mean, for sure, she should beat Red Velvet, Sky Blue, and then be part of that three-way. So now the question is, if she does turn, then who would win the match? Would it be Julia Hart or Sky Blue? In my opinion, it would be Julia Hart. She's first in that group that she's with.
Yeah, but the only thing, see, this is where after everything's said and done, man, I think Statlander keeps it. Because I don't see Julia Hart becoming, and again, I know you've got who's the other champion? Who's the women's champion right now? I'm drawing a blank. Is it still Shida?
Yes, yeah, Hikaru Shida.
Yeah, so you got Shida as the kind of the face of, so maybe this could be a Julia Hart or a Sky Blue title. because you have Sheeta or Toni Storm as the face with the women's championship, and then this is kind of like the Intercontinental United States title.
The only thing is that you know what? So who do you you know what I'm thinking?
I would love to see Sky Blue get it. I would love to see Sky Blue get it, honestly. But as you're saying, Julia Hart makes sense. But then does she's the title holder for the House of Black?
I will exactly. So this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Chris Statlander wins, and what's gonna happen is when Chris Statlander wins, that's when you'll see Sky Blue turn on her and probably hit her after the fight has been over, and then she'll walk with Julia Hart, and they'll both go together. Yeah. I think that's what's gonna happen, and in the long run when it comes to this three-way match. Next fight that we have, I mean, you just mentioned it. It's the AEW Women's Championship, Hikaru Shida versus Timeless Toni Storm. You know who I'm going for. I don't want Hikaru Shida to win. I want Timeless Toni Storm to win that one, bro.
This is what I want to happen. I want the match to start off in color, and then like all of a sudden it goes to black and white, and then that's when Toni Storm kicks in.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
It takes control of the match and wins the title. Timeless Toni Storm is your new AEW Women's Champion. And if not, all this timeless stuff has been for shits and giggles.
It just surprises me as to how they kind of just push Saraya to the side, and then they just focus more on Toni Storm and on Hikaru Shida. Was it that Saraya didn't want to wrestle, or why did they push her to the side and kind of like left her alone? And then you have kind of like this girl.
Because I think Saraya got what she wanted. She got the win in her hometown. She became the champion, and now it's okay. Boom! I accomplished what I wanted to do when I came back. I wanted to prove I could wrestle because of her neck injury. I wanted to prove I want to wrestle in front of my hometown with her family. She got that victory, and then now I think it's more, I've heard nothing bad about Saraya since she's been back to AEW. So I don't know that they pushed her aside or anything. I think maybe this was what the cards were. It was, okay, I want the AEW, the match at All In London to be my here-all. Mm-hmm. I've arrived. I win the title. I've made my peace kind of returning from the neck injury when people told me I'd never do it again. And then, then now it's back to the focus is on everybody else.
I'm surprised that she went that route. I would have thought she would have liked to have had a championship run with the belt, unless she doesn't feel confident like in what her obviously her injury was. So if maybe that's something that kind of scares her, then I can understand her not going ahead and doing a long run with the belt. But when it comes to AEW, man, look at Shida, man. Like, she won it once and then she dropped it like the next day, and then like she gained it again. Like when it comes to
sometimes there's placeholders. There's because again you paint yourself into a corner to where you've built so and so up to where who do they lose to? How do they lose? You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, like the way she lost was I can't remember how she lost the title. I don't think she was pinned. I think it was a 3-way, and she'd have pinned the other person.
I believe so.
To win the title because I think Toni Storm, that was when the whole Timeless Toni Storm thing started.
Yes.
And her and Soho got into it. Saraya went over to break that up, and then she got the pin, and then that was how they took the belt off of her.
And that's another person who's kind of been left high and dry. Ruby Soho, like
she's always been, dude. They messed her up the very first. They brought her in wrong, man. You get her all the way to the finals, and then you cost her the match, which I'm not upset about that. But then after that, like, that's the baby face. She should have got the run and ultimately, in the story with the victory. No, they didn't do that. They just kept beating her up and costing her matches, and she never got a partner. It's just like, okay.
I left her high and dry.
Thing again.
So sad. And now it looks like Saraya is kind of leaving her high and dry. I don't know.
I think they're trying to get rid of that outcast, the whole thing, because now if you saw Ruby So, I think she's gone away from the green a little bit more.
She has.
She's gone to a different color. So I think maybe they're trying to get that outcast thing written off.
And not only that, but in the last, I think it was on Collision when Ruby Soho came out. Soraya came out, but she didn't stay with her during the match. She just came out, showed herself, and then she went back to the back. So you're probably right that they want to kind of get rid of that group. It all kind of went a different way once they went with the Timeless Tony a character. So the next match we got is a tag team championship match, and it's between you got Ricky and Big Bill defending the belts against. Oh, it's a 3-way. No, it's a 4-way. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Oh no, yeah, I did get added to a 4-way. That's right. Yep.
It's a 4-way now. Okay, so it's Ricky and Big Bill defending the belts against La Facción versus FTR versus the Kings of Black Throne. Apparently, that's how they have it labeled here. The Kings of Black Throne.
I don't know who's
that. I'm assuming that's Malachi Black.
It's Malachi, I think, and Brody.
Yeah, I don't know why they have him named Kings of Black Throne, but whatever. Anyways, if they play it smart, you leave the belts with Ricky and Big Bill. That's just me.
Yeah, I think if you want to play it safe, yeah, and then you start the feud with somebody else costing the other person the tag team titles.
Leave those two guys. They've been doing a good job in Collision. They've been holding it down. The next match we got is one that we've seen plenty of times already. Well, we saw it last time, but of course, it's the AEW International Championship match, the rematch, Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley. I just don't see how Jon Moxley doesn't win it again. That's just me. I think Moxley won it the first time. The only reason he gave it up was because he got hurt, and Moxley's one of their big guys. And it would be surprising to see Orange Cassidy beat Jon Moxley when they push Moxley so much. I would be shocked. I'm gonna go ahead and say Moxley wins this all day.
Not so fast, my friend. Because if Orange Cassidy wins, what does that make it? 1-1. What does that mean? You got to go another time.
Yeah, but do you really think Orange Cassidy is going to be Moxley?
Yep.
Oh, man. That's crazy, dude.
I do.
And then run it a third time? Do people really want to see Moxley? Do you guys no doubt? Chad, do you guys want to see Moxley
now? Do you want to see this match now?
No, that's why you end it.
But how do you end it if Orange
Moxley beats him and move on? Moxley beats him and moves on.
Why does Moxley need that international title? Where the hell it is?
Because AEW Tony Khan loves Moxley, so he's gonna give it to him. If you wanted to push Orange Cassidy, you should have never let Moxley beat him the first time. That's what they should have never done. They should have just let Orange Cassidy keep winning, but then Moxley beat him. So if you're willing to give Moxley, the championship of the first time, why wouldn't you give it to him the second time? I mean, unless you want to run it a third time, but I think it's boring if you run it a third time between those two guys. I'm not a big fan of that feud between them two, to be honest with you. But hey, man, maybe everybody has a different opinion than I do. I don't see it. But
now, the one thing is Moxley's got this thing in NJPW right now where he's feuding with Ospreay and Bullet Club, David Finlay. So somehow do they get involved in this?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that Orange Cassidy beats him clean, but I think Orange Cassidy keeps the title somehow. I don't know what they do or how they work this, but
all right. As guys, if you see a reflection on my glass, it's because I'm watching the Miami Heat game at the same time while we're doing the show.
I do the live betting.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, because yes, I did do some live betting, so I'm rooting for the Miami Heat to win. They are up 102-97. Just FYI. The last match, of course, the main event of the evening. It is Jay White versus the champion MJF. I'll let you go first on that one. Who you got?
I see the title switching hands here on this night, on Saturday night. I see Jay White having to give the belt back to MJF, who wins the match and retains the AEW Heavyweight Championship.
I am 100%. I agree with you. MJF wins. There's just too many storylines with MJF for you just to take that belt away from him. You got Warlow. You got Samoa Joe. I mean, you got so many people that can challenge him.
You know
I
what?
would be shocked.
Imagine this. Let's put this down. Here goes my conspiracy theory that happened Saturday night. Maxwell, we have a contract here for you to sign to extend your contract here with AEW. Are you going to sign it? Yes or no? No, I'm not going to sign it. Okay, well, congratulations. You're now the former AEW heavyweight champion. That's how we'll know.
That could happen. Or you know what? Or the devil causes him the match. That's the other
But
thing.
see, the devil has never really done anything to Max.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
It's taken out the person that was going after him and the person that helped him.
Interesting. I wonder if. So then, how are you gonna? So what's the next thing? The next thing would be if you okay. So if I'm playing devil's advocate here, he attacked the people. The people who hurt him.
Helped MJF.
But now it has to be the devil doing something directly to MJF. That's the next one.
No. I think you get the Bullet Club Gold out there. The henchmen hit the ring. Bam, bam, bam. Max hits the finish. 1, 2, 3. Lights go out. He's face to face with the devil. Then the devil can lay him out.
And you don't reveal who the devil is.
That I don't know, man. I don't know.
That would be interesting.
You if you're smart, and again, I don't know how this mask fits, so I don't know if you can do it. You hit him with the go to sleep.
Okay.
You hit him with the go to sleep, right? Then you stand over him. You let him get up to his knees, and then you hit him with Adam Cole, that knee. And then the devil roll out of the ring and leave.
I'm telling you, those are very good.
Everybody's finished that you think it might be. So then you're just sitting there going, damn, okay. All right. Well,
I like it. I like it.
Help us.
You make it seem like it could be any of those guys by doing their finishes. I like it.
And just because you do the go to sleep doesn't mean it's CM Punk. So you haven't committed that one sin I believe AEW would commit if they tried to do it that way.
But like I told you, I agree with you that they should tease people with CM Punk references. If CM Punk is doing it to AEW, you do it back to CM Punk. Put them in there, man. Make it happen. All right, well, that's our picks. I know, man, we talked for an hour and 17 minutes on the AEW side. Jesus Christ. A lot of
AEW won't be that long.
I actually, look, guys, I'm Mr. AEW, but I've enjoyed a lot more WWE than AEW.
It gets you more, it's more
the
entertainment and the stories that are going on. We're going to start with, let's go down the list. I know you added some things on here.
Wait, hold on. You forgot.
Oh, man, Jesus, the no debating list.
Are you even ready? Look at that. I think I got Sean surprised. I don't think Sean knows. Oh. I threw that curveball on Sean. Sean doesn't know. So, Sean, the no debating list. Our top 5, because we don't talk about NXT, so I might as well throw it out there. I decided to say the top 5 NXT stars to be champs outside of NXT. This could be women or guys. Since Sean,
I've got the list. I'm good. I got honorable mentions and everything.
Damn, that quick?
Yeah, I'm good.
You got it that quick? All right, so then let's start with you, sir. Since you seem like you're ready, what is your honorable mention?
Honorable mention, Wesley.
Okay.
Chase U as a tag team. I think those guys could be a tag team.
I like those guys, bro.
And then and on Roxanne Perez, I believe outside of WWE could be a women's champion. I just don't think she has that size that they want for their women to be a champion, but she's a hell of a talent. So that would be the honorable mentions.
For me, one of my honorable mentions will be Ivan Dragunov. I don't see him being a champion outside of NXT. I'm being honest with you.
Wait, you said top 5 NXT stars to be champs outside of NXT.
Exactly. Well, I'm sorry. I don't see him as a champ in WWE. I see him being a champ somewhere else as well.
Yes,
I don't think he has the. I know Vince McMahon is not running the show, but I just don't see him as one of the ones that would actually make it into WWE roster, like the Monday Night or the SmackDown. I think he would fit better like in the AEW side or maybe TNA as a champion. So Dragon Dragunov would be one, and my second one would be Gigi Dolan. I think Gigi Dolan has very good potential to be a champion.
Yeah, she's got some things to work on, and also the way she's booked too is like it's hard sometimes in NXT because they book them. They might book them one way there, and then when they get up to the main roster, they book totally different. They look totally different, so it's hard. But I think when she lost that was the JC Jane and Gigi Dolan, right? That was the group with Mandy Rose. So yeah, I mean, I think she's more tag team wise. I don't see her as a. But hey, what am I to know?
All right, sir. So let's go with your number 5. Who's your number 5, sir?
Number 5, Lola Vice.
You gotta be freaking kidding me, bro. You gotta be.
She just got something, bro. I can't tell you what it is. I know she was with, MMA and stuff like that.
You gotta be kidding me.
Watching her in the competition, the tournament they just had, she's got it. She's got it. She's got something. I don't like the ones when she does some IG stuff and things like that. I never really got into those, but when they put her in the ring and she started working, I was like, hey, you know what? She's got something. Lola Vice, number 5.
And look, I'm saying you got to be kidding me is because I swear to God, I'm not upset at the choice. I kid you not, guys. Me and Sean do not talk about this. Dude, my number 5 is Lola Vice. I have her as my number 5. That's why I'm like, what the hell? How the hell did he pick Lola? Out of everybody, he picks Lola Vice to be number 5. I'm like, I know she won the women's breakout tournament, but Jesus Christ, there's other women out there that is way better than her. But I agree with you. I think she, especially since they made her win that tournament, I think that's where they're gonna go. Eventually, I see her being a big superstar in the WWE, either Raw or SmackDown. So, who do you have number 4, sir?
Number 4, Cora Jade.
Oh, let me see if let me look. Let me look.
Corajade.
Sorry. All right. Jade, like that?
Yep. I think she turned heel. I liked her also when she was doing the thing. I know she took some heat about being a Darby Allin wannabe or whatever at first because she did the skateboard thing and all that, which is what she really is. I mean, she is the female Darby Allin in a way, not the risk taker that he is, but skateboarding and things like that, that's what she does. But when they put when she turned heel, I honestly thought she would be an NXT Women's Champion, but she hasn't gotten it there yet. But I think she is a hell of a talent. She can talk. She can be a babyface or a heel, and she is my number 4 for a NXT star to be a champ outside of NXT.
All right, so you guys are gonna be a little bit surprised. I wanted to choose different people up top. So one of my guys, number 4 for me is Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is gonna be one of the biggest stars in the WWE world when it comes to the Raw or SmackDown, especially if you give him, the closing with the Undertaker and all that stuff. Like, I mean, there's no way in hell this guy does not become eventually a champion in either brand. So I have Carmelo Hayes as my number 4, more likely to be part or win a championship belt in Raw, SmackDown, or anywhere else. I don't think he leaves WWE though.
My number 3 is Carmelo Hayes. You have Carmelo Hayes. I'm using Carmelo Hayes.
Que marica. Sorry.
I'm messing with you, man. No, but he's got just the charisma. He's got the moves. He's got the skill set. He knows how to talk. The only thing is I think he's 6'1" instead of
that's the only thing
6'4". So, we'll have to see how that goes. But he's my number 3.
My number 3 is Mr. Braun Breaker. And Mr. Braun Breaker, the reason I have Breaker, obviously, guy's talented. There's there's a reason why Braun Breaker is always one of the main guys along with Carmelo Hayes in NXT. So I see these guys being eventually. I think one of them is gonna definitely leave NXT and become a championship outside of NXT. So either or, but they're Braun Breaker's showstopper. I don't know why he's still in NXT. I would have thought he would have already been in Raw or in SmackDown. So Braun Breaker is my number 3.
My number 2 is your number 3, Braun Breaker. I think, again, he has the Steiner. He has Scott Steiner's build, Rick Steiner's charisma and talking. Thank God he doesn't do math. Hopefully he doesn't do math like Scott Steiner. Good God. But I think, Braun Breaker's shown, and I think he's just got to get that chance to get out of NXT. Or, again, if they put money and everything into NXT, and this is the thing, though, too, I want to say is I believe under this new contract deal, they start traveling more. I think NXT starts traveling more. So I think NXT becomes a brand, and I think that's why Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes are sticking around.
Okay. My number 2 is Mr. Dirty Dom, baby. Mr. Dirty Dom. Mr. Dirty Dom will be.
Everybody talks about me and cheating on this list. Really?
What are you talking
Dirty
about?
Dom's going to be a champ outside of NXT.
Of course he is. He's already in Raw. What are you talking about? He's part of the Judgment Day. He has so much ability, so much skill. People hate him. He's one of the biggest heels right now. Got to put Dirty Dom number 2. I didn't put him number 1. You could have said, hey, Frankie, you're cheating because you're putting him number 1. I'm putting him number 2, sir. Number 2. Numero dos. So, Dirty Dom, future champion outside of NXT.
All right. So I'll tell you this right now. If your number 1 doesn't match my number 1, your list is as hot garbage as Dirty Dom is at number 2.
Okay.
Tiffany Stratton.
God damn it. All right, I'm going to change it up then. I have somebody else.
And also, you know what else? I forgot to throw an honorable mention for Trick Williams, by the way.
That's who I was going to go with, just to switch it up. But yes, you're absolutely right. Tiffany Stratton.
Dude, how can you not look at her and just go, she's going to be a star? Dude, when she first came out, I was like, she was raw a little bit, and she looked a little like she's going to hurt somebody. But you could just see, like, she, and then when you watched her against was it Becky?
Yes.
Take on Becky, right? Yeah, it just when you get put in those situations, you'd sink or swim. And to me, she swam the hell out of that bad boy.
She is easily. Hold on a second. Hold on, because I'm trying to see something here. Yes, I've won my bet. Sorry, guys. You guys know I am on the Hard Rock app as well. I was there originally, so I bet money. I do some betting. I was betting on the Heat. The Heat did win, but I also won on the Haywood Highsmith points. So
nice.
He was supposed to get over 10
How'd
points.
Duncan end up?
Oh, I gotta look it up and see what was the final the box score on Duncan. But remember, the box score was that Duncan was supposed to hit at least 19, had to score more than 19 points. So I don't know if he did, but going back to wrestling. Sorry, guys. Yes, I agree, man. She can hang. She does. Duncan Robinson had 18 points. Wow, if I would have bet that, I would have lost.
Oh man, wow.
Man, that sucks. Because they had it at 18.5, so you had to.
Butler went off tonight, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he had 32.
32 in 34 minutes.
And Haywood Highsmith had 12, baby. I played him.
Jaquez did 17. Bam had 21.
Yeah. Oh, the Heat are doing well. I was watching the game while you guys they're interviewing Jaquez right now. Tiffany Stratton can hang, man. Sorry, guys. Sorry, we're getting distracted here. Amazing wrestler. It's even without the belt, she's still entertaining. So that's why, like, there's nobody out there. Like, she is one of the reasons why I actually started to watch more NXT. Obviously, the feud that she had with Becky Lynch was obviously another reason too, but still, she was really good. And you could tell that there's certain wrestlers in the NXT world right now that you kind of like, yo, what are they doing in NXT? But again, like you said, if they're making NXT a third brand and they want to keep it and they want to make it bigger and bigger to eventually be as big as Raw and SmackDown, or maybe just below it, then you got to keep these guys and gals on that roster.
Yeah, it'll be the step below like Raw or SmackDown, but not much. I think what you'll get is you'll get the classes and live shows at Full Sail, and then they'll travel a little bit more for the NXT brand.
Yep.
All right. And now it's time for the one, the only, the WWE.
Yes, sir.
And it is Trouble in Paradise, as it's been put on the paper. The LWO, Escobar, Rey Mysterio, and Carlito.
What's going on here?
It hit the fan. It hit the fan. You knew something. There's just too many people in the LWO. It started looking like the NWO. Everybody comes in. They're part of the LWO. But, I mean, I honestly think this was pushed forward because of Mysterio doing the
injury. I mean,
injury.
the
I believe it got pushed up a little bit because I believe this was going to happen. I mean, you saw it. It just, if you watched it, you could see Escobar changing, right? And right kind of like in your
he was
there, you know what I'm saying? And then
WWE's so good at that, man.
And I love the fact that Carlito called him out. You left the knuckles right on the canvas so the guy could grab them. You know, like just common sense. Like, hey, this is what you did, and things like that. So I was like, you okay? You got somebody there?
If I lose connection, just FYI, it's pouring here now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been raining here off and on. So then you saw that, and then Ray goes to help Carlito after the match, and Santos blows up, and then he puts his leg in the, and it's just. The only problem I have with the whole thing is, like, where does Santos go now? Like he's on his own. Like Zelina even was like, it's your fault. The only thing I can think of is this. They're going to put Zelina and Santos together, but Zelina sticks around enough to cost Ray the match, and that's how Santos wins.
I like the fact that Santos is in this situation. I like the fact that Santos is now a bad guy. I think
he's a better bad guy than a good guy. Good.
I think he was being a little bit overshadowed by Rey Mysterio when he won the belt. And I thought that hurt him a lot when, they were going up against each other.
I think that was ultimately the whole outcome of this whole thing, though. I don't think it was supposed to grow and be like, look, the LWO grew in popularity because they went to Puerto Rico.
Correct.
That helped that group tremendously. And then Bad Bunny put on the LWO shirt.
Yes.
Carlito comes in, puts on the LWO shirt.
Correct.
And all that, I think, helps. But I think the one thing that the outcome of this whole thing was Santos was going to be the one to betray the LWO because he felt he was LWO.
Well, he thought he was going to be the next one.
I almost feel like they're going to bring up a couple of people from NXT or somewhere or sign some people. You're going to have two LWO factions.
Ooh, that would be pretty cool.
So
I like that. Like a bad LWO and a good LWO.
Good LWO and a bad LWO.
That would be really good. But it would develop. It would keep going. And then you know what? You could actually use it for next year's Survivor Series. That way you have War Games. And then the War Games would be the LWO Red versus the LWO.
I don't know if I want to see the LWO Red versus
LWO. Come on, man. It would be definitely hard to pick who would win because remember, LWO used to lose every single time too. Remember that.
They all knock each other out. First War Games match where no winner, everybody is a loser.
But I thought they did a phenomenal job with that. And then when I saw
the whole storytelling thing, again, it builds up and it gets you invested. I'm not saying it's like the best thing going. Don't get me wrong. But it hooks you a little bit because it gets you invested in the whole thing. I'm not going to sit here and say it's always a top 10 storyline in WWE history or nothing like that. But it's enough to where it gets you hooked to be like, oh, okay, let me invest in this a little bit. And then Zelina, I mean, good God, can she just cry on command or what? Like she just totally flipped it, and it was amazing watching it, even in the back when they went to interview her. She's like, I got stuff to do. Like
well, the stuff she had to do was go prank Dominic Mysterio.
Well, no, she did that from home with Malachi beside her.
Yeah, I saw that. That was trending as well. She did a good job with that, and she also pranked somebody else. It was another person.
Let me tell you something. Dom, he's a little son of a bitch.
Sir, it wasn't him who suggested about is the mom attractive or not. It wasn't him. It was the person who was next to him. If you listen closely, it's not him. He's not the one who's pushing it, saying, "Oh, is your mom hot?" No, it wasn't him. That's where
Blame
he's going.
Damian Priest.
It was that Damian Priest next to him.
Oh, I don't know. They travel together. They made fun of Dom.
I don't know. I don't know.
They said, who's the pickiest eater? They said Dom because he only eats one thing. He's an infant. He eats chicken tenders. It's the only thing he'll eat at restaurants.
So it makes sense why she was asking for chicken tenders. I like the fact that she used the SpongeBob reference, which is Patrick. That was pretty cool.
Hey.
There he is. There it is. No wonder you wore it. There you go. I saw it. That was so good. That was good. I really like that. That was good. But yeah, I mean, and I read the comments where people were saying, isn't he like engaged or something like that? Come on, guys. Whatever, dude. He's young. What do you expect?
It might have been his fiance. That was the one that's like, hey, is she hot? Well, I figured out it was a joke or something. I mean, how often do you get called about whatever? I mean, like, come on, man. Some of this stuff is like, okay. You know how many times these guys probably pranked each other over the years?
Yeah, man. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if probably.
Let me tell you something. Doesn't Zelina hate Dom for what he did to Ray? Why does she even have his number? I mean, what the hell?
Sure.
It's pro wrestling, man. Still real to me, damn it.
It's no feuds outside the ring, sir. It's no feuds outside the ring. All of
Hey, no doubt. Next week's top 5 list. Best storylines in WWE history.
That's not a bad one.
Ooh,
definitely. Boy. Number 1 will be the LWO, sir. With Santos Escobar giving those brass knuckles to Logan Paul. And then Logan and if Santos,
you know what it might be? It'll be the LWO Latino World Order versus the LWO, the Logan World Order. And Santos will join Logan Paul.
I don't like that. I don't like
LWO versus LWO.
I don't like Santos joining Logan Paul. I don't like
it relates all the way back. Like, you're right, Ray. You jackass.
But I will say this.
I say jackass in Spanish.
Jackass in Spanish. Give me a few.
I was like jackass? Like that?
No.
All right, so there's our top 5 for next week.
There you go.
We got 1 week. You ain't gonna surprise me by putting it up there at 3:30 in the afternoon and thinking I don't check.
I was surprised because you skipped the top 5. I was like, yo, did he even check it? That was so funny. I was like, yo, man, maybe he's not ready. Last time, you know what? Last time I did catch you at the last minute and you were like, oh shit.
That was legit. And then now War Games is coming up in a couple of weeks, I think it is. The end of November, I believe it is. And we saw Damage Control. They've added Asuka for War Games, which I thought was a hell of a turn. A hell of a turn they did. I thought it was great.
I thought the crowd was gonna feed more into it, man. Like they were like,
no, because I don't
dry.
But the thing is, though, I don't think they understand. And again, this is where the WWE crowd is so programmed to what WWE gives you. They don't understand the history between Asuka, Io Sky, Kairi Sane. They don't understand that whole thing. And then, to be honest, if they didn't feed back the whole thing about Kairi Sane and Bayley, you probably wouldn't even remember that.
I like that they did show that.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but that's the thing where I think where in AEW it may have gotten a bigger pop from the crowd because they would have, probably known, okay, there's all their stuff over in Japan or whatever. The WWE crowd only knows WWE. They don't know them from over there. But I think they did a great job kind of since then, the little things that have been put out and things like that. But it's going to be interesting to see. And then now, and again, I'm going to give you spoilers that might not be spoilers. They might not be spoilers, but I'm going to tell you what I've been reading and what I've been hearing.
Let me hear it.
Yes, I've actually heard.
Let me talk to you.
Something. The other member for the Flair Bianca Belair a Shotzi team, Becky Lynch.
Kind of disappointing.
Yeah, but what are you going to do?
I said you bring in Jay Cargo, bro.
No, you don't make the first match War Games.
Yeah, you bring Jay Cargo, baby.
Oh
Jay
my
Cargo,
God.
the surprise, and they bring her as a baby face. Maybe, yeah. Jay Cargo, you bring
If you
Jay
put her in that
Cargo.
match, she's the last one to enter. She walks in, she locks on a finish on somebody,
Of
and
course,
beats them that quickly.
that's it.
That's
So
it. But
those
that kills the whole War thing. And then who's she locking in the finish?
she can lock any of
Ari
them.
that just arrived, Asuka, the champion, or Bailey.
She's not gonna do the champion. She's not gonna. She can't. She'll probably could do Oscar because Oscar, it doesn't hurt Oscar if she loses, and that I think Oscar's the one I would pick, and or you could even do Bailey. You could even do Bailey because then the next fight would be Jay versus Bailey, and I think that would be a good fight. But yeah, of course, you have them fight. You have them. You have Flair, Bianca Belair, and Shotzi, them fighting, and then at the last minute, you reveal the fourth person to come in, and that's Jay Cargo after the fight has gone for a while.
And again, all this could change, and I'm just going off telling you what I've heard and read and putting some dots together. It doesn't seem like they're going to go all out and be like some big new signing or nothing like that. Is kind of the way it's being put out there. So we'll see.
Okay.
Then the men's match, it got signed as 4-on-4, which with JD McDonough is now in the Judgment Day. Congratulations, JD McDonough.
They still haven't celebrated his.
He got a jacket. He got a jacket, but they need him to leave quick, so Adam Pearce didn't get upset at him. And then we saw the match, and at the end, Drew McIntyre comes out, puts the Claymore on Jey Uso, kind of, I guess, joins the Judgment Day there. But now the only thing I don't know is, do they change this to 5-on-5? Does Drew take JD McDonough's spot? Does Dom spot? Or do they make it 5-on-5? I've heard, and again, here we go with more spoilers. Spoilers. I've heard that the Friday before Survivor Series, the fifth person of the team, so they're going to change it to 5-on-5, is going
CM Punk.
No, it's not CM Punk, but it is a returning champion.
Who is it?
I've been told and read that RKO will return at Survivor Series.
Oh, Jesus
will
Christ.
be the fifth person. And they want to do it at SmackDown so they don't get the letdown in Chicago with everybody expecting it to be CM Punk then. Which is why they're going to do it on Friday at SmackDown. Now, now the one thing is this, though. The Shinsuke thing could still be the CM Punk thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could still have CM Punk show up.
Or the Shinsuke could be Randy Orton. That could be the guy he's been talking about this whole freaking time. You just finished throwing something out there that actually made me think, and I'm like, wait, hold on a second. He's probably talking about Randy Orton. I would not be surprised.
I was told that he's the fifth person of the tag. But hey, again, maybe that's what they're throwing out there. So then Friday on SmackDown, it's Shinsuke, Randy Orton, CM Punk, the fifth person in the Survivor Series match.
Well, okay. So let's say, for example, Randy Orton does the Shinsuke thing, right? And let's say CM Punk does not sign with WWE. Who can be the fifth member?
Oh, that would just destroy that match.
Who could it be?
Destroy that match. I mean, it'd be KO. You'd have to throw KO in the spot.
But the thing is, KO is not fighting. He's fighting with Austin Theory and.
I know that, but I mean, but who else? What other name do you put in there with them?
There's nobody out there, right?
There's nobody. Adam Pearce.
There's nobody else out there. I'm trying to think, who can they bring? There's nobody.
Maybe bring Braun Strowman back, but is that a big? I mean, it's cool. You'll get the big pop when the roar song of it, but
Or Brock Lesnar? You bring Brock Lesnar back?
no, I don't think you bring Brock in for that, man. It just, I mean, I can't say never Brock, but like I would want to advertise Brock Lesnar because he's gonna bring you a little bit of money.
I don't know, man. Maybe Brock finally makes a return.
No, I was told like Royal Rumble and stuff. You read everything. You read the same stuff I read. It's been
Sir,
said
but why are you spoiling
Royal
it for the
Rumble.
crowd? You got to keep them intrigued. Don't
No,
feed.
I'm here to look. I'm
Don't
like
tell 'em
going
that
with
you-
the Dolphins. I'm ripping your hearts out. You're gonna listen.
We gotta spice it up a little bit. You can't just go ahead and give them the whole pie. You gotta make them work for it. That's what the crowd loves. We gotta do that with our fans and our chat and
What
everything.
am I telling them? It might be RKO. It might be Braun Strowman. It might be KO. It might be CM Punk. Hell, it could be Vince McMahon himself. He's out there selling share after share now.
He's throwing us off. He's throwing us off saying shares.
Triple H is bringing Shane in to be the fifth person.
Oh my God! As long as he doesn't injure
Oh,
himself.
here comes the money. There goes my channel.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't injure himself in the first 5 seconds of the match, we should be fine. But yeah, man, I honestly, I do feel it's gonna be 5-on-5. I like the fact that Drew McIntyre did go with the Judgment Day. It was bound to happen.
Hey, when the camera went off, Cody said, I see you found a new friend. Don't worry, we got friends too.
And that's where,
which is when the whole Randy Orton thing.
or CM Punk.
But he did say we have friends. Talking about, and it was him and Jay. So, I don't know.
Or maybe they could bring somebody from the Samoan.
Rikishi comes in.
Well, not Rikishi, but their younger, the other brother, right? Don't they have the other brother that also wrestles?
Apparently, I don't know if you've, and then this is going back a little ways. Remember when they did the thing for Sami Zayn, the trial?
Yes.
Originally, it was said it was going to be the acknowledgement ceremony of Roman Reigns. Okay. Originally, it was going to be called that, and then they changed it. They had all of the Samoans booked for that segment. They changed it at the last minute. I don't know why.
Oh, maybe because they had something
been very intriguing. Because again, even if you only booked them for that one night, but all of a sudden you see Jacob Fatu in the ring, you see Lance Anoy, you see, I'm just throwing names out there. I don't even know if everybody's in the family or wherever they're at. Tama Tonga, you see all these, the wrestlers with the Samoan heritage there. At that time, then now you've got stuff like this because he even threw something else interesting out there. Lance Anoy was on a podcast and he said, I would love to team with Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu and take on Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso. And Lance Anoy was released from his MLW contract. Jacob Fatu is still under his MLW contract. But it's going to be very interesting to see how, again, WWE can still, just like AEW does, they could book you for a month. They can sign you to a 3-month deal knowing that, okay, we're going to use you for a month, get you to this pay-per-view, you're going to lose, and then you're out. That happens. It used to happen all the time. Now it doesn't happen as much. But, again, man, there's so much, I believe, that's still there. I know Paul Heyman says, we're not even in the bottom of the third inning. I think we're at about the 6th, 7th inning right now of the bloodline angle. I don't know where they're going to go with it or what they're going to try to do with it, but I just feel like we're there and they're going to start adding some new blood to that somewhere. But then with the 5th person, I always think back to it. I'm like, all right, they bring Randy Orton in. What's next? I always look at it that way. I've always, how
you bring back Matt Riddle, baby. Bring him back.
RK, bro.
Bring him back, bring it back. That was
Didn't he
the
open up
only,
an OnlyFans account?
that's
Riddle?
the, I
Probably
don't
making
know.
more money than he made WWE.
You bring back Matt Riddle because that was the only time Matt Riddle was kind of like tamed when he was with Randy. That's the only time. After Randy left, he kind of went his crazy ways.
Okay, bro, dude.
You bring Matt Riddle.
Yeah. I think what else?
There's so many angles. So many angles.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. I
and
love that.
with WWE, the other thing too is that I mean, just the story. Just I get it. Some of the stories are dumb. Some of them are ridiculous, but at least they try to make it entertaining. For instance, the Shinsuke thing, right? He beat up on Akira Tozawa, then he beat up, I think, on Chad Gable. This week he three chasas to oh my God, no doubt. That would be dude. War Games. Jey Uso needs a tag. Him jumps up on the apron. Tags in. The Samoan Sniper. Tua, baby. Tua's in the cage.
I don't know about all that, bro. I don't know about all that.
Man, Tua War Games on Saturday, playing a game on Sunday? What?
Guy has no. We need Tua better on Sunday than on Saturday.
Actually,
Okay.
hold on. Let me see when War Games
We'll pass up. We'll pass up on that. But yes, Tua would be would be fun for the Miami fans, right? I'm not gonna lie though, he would gain a lot more fans if he kind of went to the WWE world as well. I wonder if Tua will be at, because obviously he's still gonna be with the Dolphins. I wonder if he will be at Royal Rumble or at that SmackDown the night before. I'm pretty sure he would. I mean, maybe he's a wrestling fan. Maybe he isn't. I don't know. Maybe. It wouldn't be. Would it be off season already? Off season only.
What?
There you go. There you go. Off season. Exactly. No doubt. Only during the off season can he come out and help out.
So it would be November 25th is the War Games pay-per-view. They play the Jets on the 24th. So he would already played that week. And he can head to War Games in Rosemont, Illinois.
Possibility.
We'll pencil Tua in, okay? We won't put the magic marker, the Sharpie. We won't make it permanent. But man, imagine Tua coming off the top rope. What?
But you mentioned something about how the WWE knows how to put like all these guys all together, and look what they did with Alpha Academy. You know, they obviously they brought in Maxine Dupree, and then once they brought in Maxine Dupree, then they brought Kazawa, and now they got the those new guys that are from NXT that made over the
Creed
jump,
brothers.
the Creed brothers. So like, dude, and it's just they throw so many like they, you know what they remind me of? They throw Hail Marys. They throw Hail Marys, and one of them is gonna fall and be caught.
Yeah, but also, I mean, yes, I guess technically, but I don't know if they're like calculated Hail Marys though.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like they're just throwing it up, going, let's hope. They know. Okay, when I put this together, one of them is coming out on top. That's the one we keep moving. The other one we figure out what to work with next. That's where I think, you know,
They're just
the issues
creative.
with AEW and
Because
WWE is that WWE again, WWE's been doing it for a long time. They've kind of got a blueprint of how, and WWE, whether you like it or not, does it their way all the time.
yeah,
It hasn't changed. The different people have been in it, and some things have slightly changed. But if you look at the blueprint for it, that always stays the same.
dude,
You just don't get all the replay of the matches anymore because Vince got lazy. Because Vince was like, it doesn't matter. If they want to watch wrestling, they're going to watch us.
Yeah.
I can put whatever I want out there week after week. But if they want to watch wrestling on Monday nights, they're going to watch us. If they don't, then they're not.
Well, the look at all the things that they did, these type of little groups. So remember Judgment Day. Whoever thought Judgment Day would turn out this big. Bloodline, when they put in Zammy and they had that run with Zammy in it, it became very popular. You know, there's so many different stories right now that they're throwing out there, or groups that they form, which make just like it makes sense eventually. Some of them hit and some of them don't. Don't get me wrong, but most of the time they connect, man. Most of the time.
But even if they don't hit, what they can do is, keep them together for a couple of weeks and then break them up, and now they're feuding.
Look, they're bringing Ciampa and this guy back.
Yeah.
To form that group. Yeah. So like, again, they're trying to see if that group is going to develop to something where the fans are going to be invested on it. And if it doesn't work out, then let's move on. Look at Imperium. How now all of a sudden they might break them up because you saw how they're they're like Gunther was like turning his back to one of the
Vinci, the other one.
Yeah.
No, the Kaiser. I'm sorry, Vinci.
Kaiser. Yeah. He was. Kaiser was his favorite.
He's being nice to Vinci now, and now he's kind of casting Kaiser out.
And see, it just those little things make sense. Like, all right, we've seen Imperium together for such a long time. Now there's some turmoil in that group. Yeah. It keeps people intrigued.
But they also do it very subtle. Like for us watching it every week, we're like, oh, he didn't do that last week. Why is he doing that this week? But it's also could just be something to where they can explain to where if they don't break them up, it's not like, oh, they didn't pile drive the guy and the next week he's back on TV with them going, that was our mistake.
That's something AEW would do.
It sometimes feels that way, man.
That's why
I don't like crapping on any of the, and again, I think when you put roster to roster, the rosters are pretty much the same, honestly, man. When you look at it,
really?
You got your goods, you got your bads. Yeah, okay. Man. But
talent-wise?
What I'm saying though is if you put the rosters are even.
I don't know, man. Maybe.
You're going to say there's better talent where?
In WWE?
There's more known talent in WWE. I don't necessarily know if there's better talent.
All right. Who's bigger?
No, but here's the thing. The problem is I don't think AEW makes their production seem big enough to make their talent seem big enough.
Okay.
The ones you think are big enough are the ones that came from where? WWE, where you saw them at the big.
All right. So let me ask you this. Now you're bringing up a good debate because I thought we were going to end the show, but I actually want to get your take on this.
And we'll talk about this next week. See you guys later.
Now so you're telling me these rosters can hang both one with the other, right? So now we got Roman Reigns versus MJF. You think Roman Reigns and MJF are equal to each other?
Well, listen, hold on a minute. I'm saying is you're not going to sit there and say, if I just had to have matches, both rosters are about even.
No.
Yes.
They're not. WWE is better. Let's just keep it real.
The talent goes out there and puts on the show the same way.
No disrespect to the
me. No, but listen, what I'm saying is this. When you put the talent in the ring, it's equal. It's equal.
If you're talking wrestling wise and what they are able to do, yeah,
that's what I'm saying though, is the fault is not on the performers. The fault happens in the production, the creative direction. The things that AEW does bad is they don't make the thing that they wanted to be different. They wanted to be grainy. They wanted to be that ECW, but it hurts them because the talent, for instance.
But why do you see so much AEW with blunders and not WWE then?
Because the camera angles, the camera cuts. You think WWE doesn't have like blunders? They just no. Why do you think there's so many switches in between? Because then you know what you're looking at. You're like, what? There's certain shots on WWE you'll never see.
See, but this topic is controversial because if you're saying they're equally talented, and then I'm looking at just their wrestling, I know. One, I'm saying AEW makes blunders, and you're saying, oh, WWE makes blunders. Okay, cameras are the difference. Okay, but then if you look at the wrestling AEW, they go more above and beyond. They throw themselves off the rope. They run. They climb on top of the ropes, and they're running commander, doing this, doing all that stuff.
Stories in the matches all the time.
WWE doesn't do those type of moves. WWE holds back on a lot of those moves.
No, WWE does calculated moves. When you see Ricochet hit the move, it not. Let me rephrase. It means something to the match. It doesn't necessarily. He's not just flipping out of the ring to flip out of the ring. I think that's what happens with AEW. is you do have guys that again, Commander, if a guy's walking across the rope, why am I watching this guy walk across the rope to jump on me?
But that's Commander's gimmick. That's what he's known for, his acrobatic running around and climbing on ropes and flipping around out of ropes and all that stuff.
But then tell a story with it. Don't do it the first move out of the match. Do it when I'm hurt, when I'm down.
But that's his gimmick. That's what he does. He's known for that. So he's gonna do it every. That's his first move.
Yes, but in Mexico, wrestling is different. Wrestling over there's no tags. Have you ever watched AAA? You get lost in what the hell's going on because a guy just walks in the ring and starts fighting. You're like, where the hell did the guy come from?
Oh, no, but that's actually good. I actually enjoy that. I'm not gonna lie. But
no, I'm not saying it, but I'm saying there's different, but the talent in the ring to do the moves and everything else is not the problem between AEW and WWE.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Because like I told you, AEW does a lot of these moves and we don't see those moves in the WWE. Can they do it? Do they want to do it? We don't know that. And like you said it before. What good comes of when I leave the ground? Oh, no. It's nothing good from leaving the ground. You're absolutely right about that. You don't want somebody to get hurt. That's why AEW loses a lot of their wrestlers because they injure themselves. But still, if you're comparing one with the other and you're saying talent-wise, you're seeing these guys jumping and throwing themselves, guys and girls, guys and gals doing this. You do not see this in the WWE side. Now, can they possibly do it? Maybe, but they don't. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go ahead and give them credit to WWE and say
that's not you're talking about the athleticism and everything else
because you're saying that there's not a different. We're putting away the production.
Not. They're handcuffed because WWE says you're not going to do this in our matches. When their producers in the match they say, what are you doing in the match? Okay, why are you doing that? Where are we putting that in the match?
Nah, come on, man. You can't say that with every single wrestler. So you're telling me that LA Knight could walk on the rope and do those flips like that? No, he cannot. He can't do it. How many? Maybe I don't even think Ricochet, who's a lot younger and is more acrobatic, I don't even think he could do it. I'm being honest with you. I don't even think he could do it.
Wait. Is the talent is the walking the top rope like Undertaker did many moons ago?
No, but there's certain wrestlers that could do acrobatic moves, and there's certain wrestlers that can't do the acrobatic moves.
Of ice cream for everybody, but that's not the difference in talent. Because a guy can walk the top rope makes it different. Do you pay $20 to go watch a guy walk the top rope?
No, I pay $20 for a good show.
Okay, but that's what I'm trying to get to. The bad show is not from the talent in the ring. Is what
we're not talking bad or good. We were just comparing who's better. And when I look at both of them, I think if you're just talking wrestling, then I'm gonna have to go and say the AEW side is better because they take more risk. They do all that stuff. Now, granted, you could say that WWE handcuffs their wrestlers, but still, I don't know if those WWE wrestlers can do those same moves that the AEW wrestlers are doing. But I gotta go with what I can see.
What does it matter if you can do?
Because we're comparing. Because you were the one that brought up saying that they're even, and I don't agree with you
this way because I didn't want to get into this. Who's if there's so much good talent over there? Okay, if you want to say it this way,
wrestling wise,
why is nobody watching it?
Wrestling wise,
why is nobody watching?
Because it's wrestling. And a lot of people do not, because a lot of people
not produced and put on a big enough production.
Because it's not, we've already spoke about this. They don't have very smart storylines. They don't know how to develop some of their characters. One day you have Saraya winning the championship belt at one of the biggest pay-per-view events, one of the biggest cards in the world. And then a month later, you have her losing against Sheeta. Like, how does that make any freaking sense?
Let's go back to the UK. Let's go back to that pay-per-view, okay? Let's look at what All In looked like, okay? Look at the production on that All In, okay? Mm-hmm. And think of the production of WrestleMania.
No, obviously the production, the upper hand.
Which one appears
WWE,
bigger?
Obviously. But again, look, when you mentioned and you said, hey, the rosters are even, I said WWE was better. That's what I said. But then you were just focusing on
I don't think
just
either
the
one
wrestling.
is better than the other. I don't. I think. Do you
Okay,
have
so
different-
then
different alternatives to different types of wrestling.
wait. So
Yes.
then I'm gonna say that the wrestling TNA is the same. I'm gonna say that New Japan Wrestling is the same. I'm gonna say Lucha Libre is the same. You have to be able to separate one than the other, man. If not, we could just go ahead and say that every wrestling show is the same. Why even everything is the same? Because they all could do the same acrobatic moves and all that stuff. No, that's not how it works, man. You got if you're the way you're saying it, the way you're thinking about it, then I could say TNA is the same as WWE and AEW, which we both know it's not. They're not. They have talented wrestlers, but they can't hang the same way when it comes to the wrestling. Now, I was talking about the whole thing, and when we're talking about the whole thing, which is production, storylines, wrestling, WWE smokes everybody on that. Let's just get real.
Again, you're sitting here trying to like, oh, this guy does a quadruple Lindy and then lands on the top rope, but then he bounces on the bottom rope and then he does a Hurricanrana. That doesn't make you any more talented than somebody else.
Yeah, but
you're more athletic.
But then you're also
more talented.
But you're talking about wrestling.
You could do
okay. We don't have to. We don't.
I could right hand you right in the face.
Okay. So then let's not say so much. It's not only climbing on the ropes and walking on the ropes.
The difference between AEW and WWE has nothing to do with the talent between the ropes. That's what I'm saying.
It does. Because then if you don't agree with me, then tell me then I'm gonna say TNA's. There's nothing between when in the rope. There's no difference in the title of TNA and WWE either. Then
here's the thing: WWE makes their talent and their production look so much bigger that they make everything feel important. Everything.
I agree with you.
Or big.
I agree with you on that.
Right? That's what AEW doesn't do.
I understand that. But when you're going ahead and you're saying, hey, we're only going to focus on the wrestling, you can't just go and say it's only that every wrestler who's in that inside the ring is the same. I'm sorry.
I never said they were the same. But I never said they were the same. No, you are saying they're the same. What I'm saying is the rosters are even.
Okay, my bad. The rosters are even. I do not agree with that.
You have different people who can do different things, but WWE has people who can do different things, and AEW has people that can do different things. So to me, the rosters are not the problems in this whole situation.
But we're not talking about problems. We're just talking about when it came to
why the
talent.
Product doesn't look that big. Why the product isn't.
I didn't say that the talent. I agree with you that the talent looks way better in WWE than in AEW or some of the other wrestling.
Because they put the.
I agree with you 100%. That's why. But you were saying, this is what you were saying. You said that the rosters were even. I said no. I said that WWE was better than AEW and all the other ones because I was taking into account everything. And then you said
that's not a roster though. That's the company. The roster is just the people in the ring.
Yes, but you also need to take into account what the wrestler brings to the table and how that wrestler improves in his wrestling skills and his character and his performance and the way he talks and all those factors. WWE teaches their wrestlers how to be better when it comes to the mic skills, teaching them how to make better storylines. I mean, for the love of God, Brian Pillman Jr.
But again,
is doing better in NXT than what he's doing in AEW.
Again, hold on. When the bell rings and you do flippy flip, flippy flip, 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 flop, flip, 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 or you do a lockup and a whip to the ropes and a drop down and a tackle and a hip toss and a leapfrog and a drop kick and you powder. I'm not doing, game ratings on every talent and saying, this guy's a 99, this guy's a 98, this guy's a 94, this guy's a 93. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, though, is if I took the roster of AEW and I had a wrestling ring, and I took the roster of WWE and I had a single wrestling ring, the performances would be about even.
Okay, so then if I take the WWE roster and I do the TNA roster, is the performance even as well?
At the top, probably, yeah. The top of the roster.
It
You
should
got
be
Bubba Ray, you got Alex Shelley, you've got some good talent there. Overall, no, it wouldn't be the same.
And why is that?
Because they don't have the mid card guys. They don't have necessarily the bottom, guys. Your bottom guys are. I mean, look at AEW right now. Look at the talent that's not being used. It's WWE talent. Some of the WWE talent's not being used right now by AEW.
Sure,
That's fine. That's what I'm saying. When you look at the two companies, it's not the performances inside the ropes. Does WWE work with their guys and train them to be better promos and things like that? Yeah, they do that at NXT and everything else. But when the bell rings, yes, they get from bell to bell differently. There's more high flying in AEW. That's a given. But there's scoops of ice cream for everybody everywhere. Because Moxley's not doing the jumping all around.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So you got this group here, you got that everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So
but if you feel that way, that here's where I play devil's advocate, because at the same time, I could use the same argument with TNA, but now you did mention something saying that they don't have the mid-level people. They don't have the mid-level guys. So a lot of the mid-level guys are like, they don't have the talent. So their talent
don't have the numbers that AEW and WWE have. I mean, when you look at that roster, they don't have a ton of guys and gals over there. Their women roster is pretty damn good, though.
So your factors to kind of distinguish WWE and AEW compared to everybody else is the fact that they don't have the roster, the amount of wrestlers like these other two companies have, and they don't have certain wrestlers. Their upper tier wrestlers work, but not.
They don't have the money to deal with it either.
Okay.
I mean, that's the given. I mean, look, they're running out of Universal Studios because it becomes an attraction for Universal Studios, so they can record their TV. You know what I'm saying? They travel a little bit more now. They're becoming more, but they got a ways to go, man, to be where you've got AEW, who to me, again, I'm spending other people's money here, but I don't understand how Tony Khan didn't think that it would need a bigger feel after you've watched WWE, though. And I get it. You want to be different than them. I understand that. But at the same time, how do you say, oh, we can get that because we can make our guys look grungier? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost the WCW way of doing it. It really is. The only difference is you've turned the light on the audience, where WCW, the light was only on the ring, or the NWA back in the day. The crowd was dark because you didn't want to know how many people were in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, if we're trying to compare and how AEW can eventually probably get close to WWE, I'm sorry, but they have to cater to the kids. I think that's the money.
And they got to make it feel bigger than what it is, man. That's the thing.
But even if you make it feel bigger, I still think you're not, because you could spend more money in pyrotechnics and all that stuff, but that doesn't mean.
I'm not even saying pyrotechnics, dude. When you looked at the pay-per-view of the
but come on, pyrotechnics plays a huge part. Look at Cody when he used to come out in AEW, and look at how he comes out in freaking WWE.
Well, no, I get that, but I'm talking about just your camera shots, your camera angles. There's way to make it look bigger and better just on angles.
Yeah, but then you would be copying WWE, wouldn't you? In a way,
but on certain things, like, why would you not want to? I get it. You don't want to have, everything, but it's a proven blueprint.
But you want to be different, man. Or at least Tony Khan wants to be different. You don't want to copy somebody else. I mean, technically you can if you want. I mean, look, I'm comparing it to other sports. Look, it's a copycat league, right? Like everybody does in football, does what they do. Everybody copies it. Mike McDaniel's doing really good. Let's copy his style of play. Same thing with Vic Fangio. Remember his defense? Hey, everybody else copied his defense. So yes, technically AEW should copy the same type of mentality or same type of stuff that WWE does. But you want to be different too. That's why a lot of people left WWE and started watching WCW because they did something different at that time. You never saw a Hollywood Hogan, a bad guy. You never saw somebody take over another organization. That was new to us. That was new to us as the fans. We didn't see that in the WWE world. We saw that in
Yeah, but
WCW
it
world.
only lasted for 83 weeks.
Correct, because they didn't know how to manage it correctly.
Exactly, but
they're
now you've
wrong.
seen that stuff. So now what does AEW?
You're absolutely right. I agree.
What I'm saying is, like, I'm not saying you guys sit here and be like, "Hey, we took this from WWE, we took that from WWE," but damn, man, at least like when they do the shots over like the whole ring, the ring looks. Look at WWE shot. The ring takes up almost the whole screen when you do the full shot.
Yeah,
from the hard cam. What does AEW does? It's like in the middle in the ring. Which way am I going to do this way? There's the ring and the wrestlers, and then the crowd's all over there. WWE puts the ring as the focus.
I mean NXT does have a different angle.
Yeah, because they're smaller and they're built in there too. But also they have Full Sail stuff, so they can, they have, that's part of the thing with Full Sail. That's gonna be interesting to see how that changes with the Endeavor signing too. Because I don't know if they're going to want to stick them there if they're trying to make money off of the thing. And part of the deal there is that they work as the camera operators. That's part of their internship or the things. That's students running the cameras and stuff. That's how they get their help, I guess you want to call it. But
well, I mean, we went longer than we.
Yeah, we're way past.
Yes, we are wearing white shirts, DiTrapio.
What's up with I'm here for the white shirts? What's up?
We're here. I'm representing the Squared Circle Digest shirt today.
That's good. I'm a star.
And no doubt it is the AFL pre-merger. Similar talent, but nobody cares about the history of it. Wow. Damn, that's rough, no doubt.
Yeah. And then no doubt that WWE has the history of the Shield makes it seem bigger. I mean,
the history does help them a lot, man.
The history does help, but the thing is, like,
the history does help.
It does help, but you can only use that for so long.
No, man. They have history times history, and then they know how to spin it because now you not only are you.
Then here goes my question to you. Okay, and again, I'm not saying steal everything, but why wouldn't you use some of that's worked for them? And again, I get it. You want to be different, but then why not use some of the good stuff? Maybe you don't want the talent. You're going to treat the talent differently. You're going to do this stuff, but the stuff to make your production look bigger, like, I don't get it.
As far as the production is concerned, like you camera angles, ring, and like the showing of the ring, pyrotechnics, all that stuff. Like obviously, All In was like the production could have been way better. The entrance could have been way better. You're right.
Not to take anything away from them. The production at All In was probably one of the better productions that they've done.
Yeah, but again, I get what you say, and I can't answer that question. Why he doesn't invest more money on that?
On the thing, I just don't understand why you don't make your product seem bigger than what it is. Because again, look, you've been to house shows. You've been to house shows that's not on TV for WWE, right?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
It looks like AEW.
Thank you.
I have to be honest. I mean,
thank you. And then you've been to TV tapings. What's the difference? WWE TV taping and a WWE live event. There's a huge difference.
I mean, I wish you could show what you sent me the other day of how they did the live show and how they did the production on that live show and how they put the ring and the lights and everything. That was pretty cool. The way they set that all up. Yeah. And then imagine for SmackDown, for Raw, for pay-per-views, they go even more above and beyond for it, which I agree with you 100%. That's why when Collision first started, I said, okay, they did something a little bit different. It looked like they had, like you said, invested on the production and said, oh shit, they're making it look nicer. But dude, they haven't done anything more than that. And you're right, when you do All In, granted, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but come on, the entrance area, like, it's, dude, seriously, like that's nothing compared to like a WrestleMania entrance. Like and then I'm not talking about how they came in. I'm talking about just like the actual viewing of the entrance, like their the whole screen and all that stuff. They did it's not the best. Why doesn't he invest on that? Maybe because Tony Khan thinks that it's not gonna matter. People are gonna tune in towards the wrestlers and the storylines created on it. Maybe that's what he feels.
Maybe they're happy with the numbers they have, and that's fine. That's where they need to go. But then Tony needs to just keep that line. Then don't sit there and go after acting like your competition when you know you're solid number 2. So why not just say, you know what? Not say it, because nobody's going to say they're number 2, but be the best Wednesday night wrestling program. Be the best Saturday night wrestling program. And just let it be that.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. I agree with you in that. I don't even on some of the songs, like when Adam Copeland came in and all that stuff, it's I know the first you think you know me part was changed, but even the song sounds a little bit weird compared to the way it sounds. It sounds like a little bit, and I know
system, the sounding,
and it could be, and like you said, it could be the sound system. So there's certain things that you're like, man, why can't they tweak it? And then remember all those little hiccups that they do, where like, okay, take 2, and you have them putting the actual damn thing. Those are like easy stuff that you can fix, but yet they don't do it. They slack on it. Why? I have no idea. I guess, like I said, I only assume that Tony Khan thinks that the wrestling and the actual wrestler stories is what's gonna sell that product. And maybe it only sells up to a certain point. Because I'm comparing it. You want to know why? I understand where you come from. Because when I started DJing, right, I used to have 2 speakers. I used to have 2 random ass speakers. I used to have a table, and I used to have a controller, and I used to DJ like that. When somebody saw me, they're like, "Oh, he's a cool, nice DJ." Now, are you gonna hire me to do a fancy wedding? Are you gonna hire me to do a big stage? No. But now, when you see me, now I have 2 of the same brand speakers. I have a facade which covers my wires that are coming all the way around. I have an actual table curtain, so it covers the table. It doesn't look plain. I have lights. I have everything. My production of my look, of my DJ look, has grown and exceeds other people, which makes perfect sense to the AEW. WWE does that. They focus on it. AEW, no.
It's just like, so you got 2 businessmen, okay? And again, one might be whatever, but if this guy's dressed nice, says he has a lot of money, and this guy's wearing tank top and shorts and says he has a lot of money, who are you going to believe on site?
The guy with the looking good, with the suit and everything, bro.
That's it.
Is that even look at
so you can make it?
Look. Could have said it better myself. You're right, man. You're right. And that you bring it up. It's very like, it's a good analogy of looking at it. And you're like, damn, I don't understand why. Now I could understand TNA. I could understand the smaller wrestling companies, because maybe they don't have the financial means to
money or whatever, the backing or whatever.
But Tony Khan, I mean, you're on national TV. Well, you're on cable TV, and you have a lot of money, because obviously, your family, your daddy has a lot of money, so there's no excuse for you. But again, I don't know. Whatever floats his boat. I mean, look, he doesn't even. With no disrespect, again, I'm not trying to take shots at AEW. We're just keeping it as real as possible, right? Even Tony Khan, when he comes out to do the media scrums, he doesn't look professional. He looks kind of like
shoveled. Looks like,
yeah, he looked like he just
pulled his hair out the whole night. Like,
yeah, like he just went ahead and like took 5 minutes to go get changed, and there you go. But when you see Triple H, you see Triple H differently. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Triple H getting makeup put on him and all that stuff behind stage. That way he knows, because he wants to look good in front of a camera.
It's a production.
Tony Khan doesn't look at it like that. Tony Khan's like, no, I'm fine as long as I'm wearing the shirt and this and that. You're fine. And
then I think maybe that's the way he looks at it. And again, And like I know we got an argument about the talent and everything else. It's like I think Tony Khan believes in his talent, and I think the talent's there to have better numbers. I do. But I have the feeling is that everybody looks at it and goes, if I see this on Monday and Friday, why watch that on Wednesday?
Yeah, but I'm going to play devil's advocate with you.
Good.
Why is NXT now beating their numbers? Because production-wise, AEW is better when it comes to the NXT brand.
It is, but again, when you watch NXT, the focal point is you have that shot of the ring, right?
I actually hate that shot from the NXT.
I'm not saying it's a great shot, but it's what they do with everything. The focus is the ring. Yes, you can get your eyes taken off by everybody around the outside, but their focal point is that shot of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They make it seem bigger than what it is. Because from going from live shows, if you walked into that NXT building, it's that little stand that has the NXT stuff, the gates, the things going down to a ring, and the setup on the thing.
It looks like an indie show.
It's a plain shot.
Yeah.
It's a plain shot. But look at what they do when the cameras go on, though. It doesn't look as bad as what it really looks like. You know what I'm saying? It makes it look more. I mean, and again, it's not. There's things that they do with their camera angles, and maybe it's the cameras they use. I don't know. Maybe they use different cameras than what they use at AEW. I don't know the whole ins and outs of that part of it, but they make it seem bigger. And NXT right now seems bigger. Is it better? I don't think so.
You really think NXT looks bigger than AEW?
If I put NXT, the ring shot, and an AEW ring shot, tell me which one's on which one's the bigger. I'm gonna try to find. Man, I don't got time now to do it, but like, let me see.
I'm just talking. I'm just looking at production. So I'm looking at their entrances, the screens, the crowd, all that stuff. When you look at NXT is obviously smaller. Still very good production. It still looks really nice. They do a phenomenal job. I'm telling you, it looks like the size of an indie show, but with a production of a Monday Night Smack or a SmackDown type of show. That's how good they are. Because we've gone to indie shows and we could tell an indie show of a show and look and be like, okay, this is like the size of the ring and everything would be like the size of NXT, and you could tell that it's an indie show. But when NXT goes above and beyond, no doubt. But production-wise, AEW is bigger than NXT. But
so
NXT gives them more numbers.
Right there, okay?
Yeah.
So that's the NXT ring.
Yeah.
Get a different one here that looks. It's actually in the NXT arena. Those are live shows. That's a different arena. That's a different arena. So that's the only one they have actually at the NXT. That's the little arena that they do.
I thought you had go down. I thought I saw one.
There's one.
There you go. That one.
So that's from the top. That's that perch. That's from the perch. That's the NXT arena. Okay, but you see the ring there?
Mm-hmm.
With this shot, it looks so much better.
Oh, of course it does.
You know what I'm saying? And then if you go and you do
now show us the AEW one and see how the AEW looks. And see if it's a huge difference between them and put AEW ring. Okay. See, that's how it looks on the go up that one.
Which one? This one?
That one that they have is semi-open. Yeah, that's that. Just look at the camera shot. So you see on the camera shot how they have it. They don't zoom in on the fans on the bottom. They only zoom in to the fans up top in the ring.
See, now when they do these shots, Like they're okay right there when they do those. They zoom in good there. But, you know, I mean,
that's kind of hard to see, but
there's your Dynamite.
yeah. Hold on a second. I think I could do something here too. Hold on. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Maybe I could go. Oh no, maybe I could do something here. Let me go to my damn, where are my photos? Do I have photos of AEW Dynamite when I went? All right, so I'm gonna send you. Oh man, maybe I could share this. Yeah, I could. Maybe I could share this. So this was.
You guys took my share off so you could share.
Well, I don't want to share this because this is you guys are gonna be like, "Oh, Frank is trying to pose," and I don't want to try. I'm not trying to look.
We'll continue this conversation. We're already 2.5 hours in here.
I'm not trying to look sexy. You guys are gonna be like, "Frankie's trying to look sexy out here." No, I'm not trying to look sexy. I was trying.
Anything else you want to give him?
Okay, look here you go. This one's not that bad. Look, I'll show you this. This one. Present. Share screen. There you go. Look, this is one of them. Don't worry about the thing. But see, that was when we went to you can ignore the comment.
That's your shot, right?
That was my shot, and I was sitting towards the back of the.
That would be a nice camera shot. That would be a nice camera angle.
That was me. That was my
I know
shot.
that, but I'm saying, but that's a good little camera angle. Maybe go toward this corner more, and then so you have that. But again, that makes it you make it look bigger than what it was. You know what it looked like. You know how it looks. I mean, everybody's been to a live show, knows what these stage setups look like. You know, it's about making them look bigger with the camera angles and things like that. That's just what I believe. AEW is so like what you see is what you get that I think sometimes it hurts the product. The overall. I mean, again. So
yeah.
And that's not the poo-poo on anything and anything else like that. So
no, I mean, there's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. There's nothing wrong with constructive criticism.
That was my point. Frankie should be the AEW cameraman.
Guys, you know what? You guys are making you let me know if you guys are interested because I've been to some of the shows. So I have more photos. I just don't. I'm trying to pull. I didn't know we were gonna. I could have showed you more photos of the thing, but I just can't find them right now. I have some of them on my Instagram. But if you guys want to see, you know what? For the next show, I'll show you guys. I'll have a little bit more because I've been to a couple of the AEW one, and then I have some of the Sunday Stunner when we went to Sunday Stunner, which was a actual a live show, a regular live show, and then you could see the angles of both of those as well. So, but yeah, production of at the end of the day, you're right. I agree with you, man. I think maybe they should invest on it. I have no idea why they don't, but good topic though. Good little minute there of talking. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that topic. That was actually entertaining. I really enjoyed it. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about this a little bit more too and go more into it. Maybe we can. I'll try to find somebody that might maybe know more about the production of the shows. Maybe I can try to find somebody. So maybe I can ask around and see. I don't know 100%.
No doubt. I found one of Sunday Stunner, but it's me posing, and I don't want you guys to be like, oh, look at Frankie trying to look all cute and shit. No, I'm not trying to do that, guys. So
all right, guys, time to cut it off. Don't forget to follow me at Sean_Stanley11, all social media platforms. Also follow on YouTube at Sports Talk with Sean Stanley. If you will, please subscribe. I need about 230 more people so I can get to 1,000. So help me out.
Yeah.
Ask your friend, beg your parents, loved ones, cousins, aunts, uncles. Get everybody. They don't have to watch. Just give me 1,000.
Help them out, guys. Help them out. Help them out. That's the only way we're gonna grow.
Thank you.
On my end, Frankie Frezko. You can catch me on all social media, guys. If you have TikTok, try to go on TikTok. Try to add me. What I want to try to do is I want to try to go live on TikTok for the show as well. So in order for me to be able to go live with the Squared Circle Digest on TikTok, I have to have 1,000 followers. I know I just started. I have like maybe I don't have that many. I have like about 100, maybe 100. I don't know. I gotta see. But subscribe to that. That way, if you hit me again, it's Frankie Frezko. Same thing. On IG, on YouTube, on Facebook. You guys can hit me on X. And then, of course, don't forget to tune in tomorrow if you guys want to tune in a little bit into the sports talk. Me and my brother.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
We talk a little bit about everything, a little wrestling, a little bit of Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat. We talk about all South Florida sports, including soccer too. So
yes, we had a great soccer conversation last week. I learned a little bit.
They know my brother and Frank, the other our third person of the team. He's actually they're very knowledgeable in the soccer side. We're actually gonna have a guest tomorrow, so one of my friends is coming on board as well. So tune in tomorrow. He's gonna be doing the Heat segment. It's gonna get heated. That's why I was watching the Heat game, because I was like, yo, I need to watch the Heat. I haven't been watching them. I didn't know how to like be able to counter it, because my friend, he knows a lot about the Heat. I have been kind of like slacking on the Heat side. So
he is Frankie Frezko. I'm Sean Stanley. This was the Squared Circle Digest. And in the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the Sunshine State.